All right, testing.
Stop. I know. I gotta get this pretty.
Is it good for both of us? Jose, say something.
Hi, how's it going?
All right. Sounds all right. It should sound amazing. Damn it. Oh, okay. Well, go ahead and say, hi!
Hi, guys.
Nice to see you. Thanks for coming out. Oh, God, this chat is covering you, so I can scoot back a little bit.
Sweet. Sweet.
There we go.
That's a little better. Whatever.
Welcome to the Saturday Night Stream Thing. We kind of missed a couple of weeks, and we'll talk about that, but, I mean, hopefully things are cool. How's everybody doing? As you can tell, we're still alive, unfortunately. I can't take off my glasses. I need to be able to read the monitor. You're gonna have to deal with the glare. I'm sorry, everyone. I need to get new glasses anyway. It's on the to-do list. It's good to hear M16 for life. Welcome to the stream, that cookie addict. The Saturday Night Stream Thing is a stream that's supposed to happen every Saturday night, but for the last 2 weeks, I think just two?
Yeah, just two.
We haven't had one. The reasoning for that, let me see if I can't turn down the desktop audio a little bit more. Jeez. I turned it down and it didn't even... Okay, well, I'll just turn it down that way. It's being tricksy. The reason why we have not had the stream is because I don't have internet at the studio right now. And it's not an easy fix. I will go into detail, but the good news is, as far as I know, we're pretty close to getting it fixed. And most of that has to do with Dr. Flux has been helping me, since he's kind of an expert, since he deals with these companies on a regular basis anyway. But yeah, you can imagine how difficult it is to not have internet. Which is horrible because my channel exploded. And it's making life really difficult on me. I have been going to Starbucks to upload videos, and it takes literally like 2 hours to upload a video of me just sitting in Starbucks. Which sucks. Nice to see you, Terry. Thanks for coming out. Hey, a platypus! So, what's with the internet? Let me take you back to what is going on with that. And a lot of you will think this was stupid. And in hindsight, it probably was pretty stupid. So, when we were trying to think of a place to move, the option came up to go to this property that Dr. Flux manages. It's in his family. But there was no good internet there, so it kind of became not an option. Until it was kind of weaseled up that we could pay to have fiber installed at the property. Which would mean that this property, which is in a very great location, obviously has a studio on it as well as a gigantic house and a fenced-in property and all the good stuff that you would need, would have dedicated fiber internet, because there's a golf course that has fiber internet down the street. Sounds pretty good. But the construction costs and everything for doing that was obscenely expensive. The idea was, it didn't really matter in the long... I mean, it did matter, obviously. I'm not going to throw out numbers. I'm just going to say it's obscenely expensive. Which is why the internet shut off. Now, that's not to say I wasn't doing something to prevent that. And that's kind of on the internet company. But basically, the internet costs were obscene. And when we signed up, we were given 3 months free. Which, we were under the impression that we got the first 3 months free. Which is cool. We move in June. We take a couple of months to acclimate. Sorry.
Nah, happens.
Take a couple of months to acclimate, and then we get the ball rolling, and it shouldn't be that much of a problem. And honestly, right now, with where the channel's at, it's not a problem. Like, holy crap. This past 28 days, my channel has broke every single record I have ever had on the platform. And I cannot thank you guys enough for that. I honestly, I'm blown away that this fat kid can entertain and tick off that many people. Because it's already an uphill battle for somebody of my stature, especially when you're a fat kid with an opinion. People don't like you, and I'm used to it. And you guys have blown me away. So, I was trying to work with the internet company, even though we thought we were getting the first 3 months free. Turns out we weren't. And then they were like, oh, it's like when you pay 3 months, you get 1 month free 3 times. Like, absolutely dumb. It should have never been that way. We were told I'm almost certain, first 3 months free. My name was the only one on the contract, and it is very expensive. But it wouldn't really matter if the channel was successful. I mean, it would matter because I don't own this property. I'm renting it, and I'm putting a lot of money into it. It's all fair, though. I mean, if I make the money, everybody wins, essentially. So, we're in a great position now, except for the internet got shut off. I was talking to the company before the internet shut off, and I was literally on the, yeah, that sounds good, let me talk to my supervisor and I'll get back to you. Which they then shut off the internet. Basically because I reminded them that I existed. So, with the massive back bill, it is a lot of money. It's not your standard, internet bill. It is a lot of money because of the construction of putting fiber onto the property. The internet got shut off. And it wasn't even, enough money that... It was basically unpayable. So, we have some things... God, my throat's... really like I swallowed a bug or something. Obviously, I'm not used to talking this much either. But... obviously, Dr. Flux has been helping me. You guys really make sure that you give him a lot of support, because without him, I probably would be super sunk right now. And trust me, I tried. We should be good. I'm kind of hoping on Monday we get internet back. And basically what's going to happen is once we get the internet back, we're going to try to do everything we can to lower that bill. Right now, the studio has dedicated gigabit internet. 1,000 megabit up, 1,000 megabit down. And I'm not even remotely using that. And there's obviously contingency plans with that where we could probably use that bandwidth and sell it, run servers or something. I don't know, but that's always, we have plans. And with what's been going on with the internet and building a studio, honestly, I dropped the ball. It was a lot more emotionally taxing to uproot and move into a new location than I was capable of handling. That's why videos were so slow. And that's why it's trying to do what we were doing with the studio and everything like that. You would notice that once I got the studio kind of where I wanted it, videos just happen. And that's a psychological thing, because once I was happy with the content, it just opened up the floodgates for more content. And then we lost the internet. So, if we do get internet back, content will become a daily or near daily basis once again. I am not out of ideas for content whatsoever. I am actually probably 30 or 40 videos behind, and that doesn't even count videos that don't have anything to do with reviews or anything like that. If I hopefully get the internet back Monday, we will be doing a ton of stuff. And also, I have plenty of videos that I want to shoot with my friends, and you saw a bit of that with the last video I uploaded, which was the Halloween special. That was cool. That turned out really good, because you were there for every step of that. We didn't even have an idea for that until 8 p.m.
Yeah, it was already dark. We're like, all right.
And it just kind of happened. That's what happened with the last Halloween special we ever did, the one with the curator, that was one of my favorite videos we've ever done.
Yeah.
And then we kind of hit it out of the park. Even though what happened was we actually wrote out a 36 shot list, which probably would have taken 2 hours to shoot.
Yeah.
I mean, even though it's just a 36 shot list, it's individually moving the camera and stuff. But if we had more than 2 people, we'd have somebody else who could move the camera if they're not in the frame or anything like that. And what wound up happening was Zach had to go. And he was like, oh yeah, guys, I gotta go. I work in the morning. We're like, oh, after we've done this 36 shot list, this wasn't his fault, or we didn't realize how late it was. So Jose and I had to improvise. And there were shots that didn't make it in because they didn't look good, but there was no way for us to know if they looked good because nobody was operating the camera, that kind of thing. So I think that video turned out pretty well for what we did. I thought it sounded awesome. And I mean, I think it turned out pretty good. Obviously I'm going to do that because we put it up, but if I don't like my content, I would tell you, trust me. And I thought that video was pretty awesome. And that's the kind of content I want to move forward on, because we really we turned that out in like maybe with editing 5-6 hours. And I'm really happy with what happened there.
Yeah, that was mostly me with that on.
Oh, you still have it over? Oh, you mean the headset?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, I'm going to edit. I'm like, cool.
I know, that's perfect. So we have a lot going on with that. And like, sorry, I don't have my D. I can't even read your name anyway. D-ball, I'll just call you that. What happened with Recon Tag Back? That stuff's still going to happen. The problem with Tag Back, the reason why I axed it for the moment, is because it wasn't getting views. It was my lowest performing video series, bar none. Which sucks, but I have to kind of prioritize content that is going to keep the lights on. So if people aren't happy with Tag Back, then I have to do something else with Tag Back. And I've experimented with Tag Back in different forms, one of which you saw when I did the video on the, what was that, the Reaper? And that video did astronomically well. It did better than like any other video of Tag Back I've ever uploaded before. I don't know why, but it did. So you're gonna see Tag Back come back. I mean, I literally have like 90% of the blasters made within the last 5 decades. There's no reason why I wouldn't do Tag Back. But we gotta have it happen in a natural and fun and interesting way. One of the big issues that I would say that happens with Tag Back as a series is that it doesn't really have good searchability, if that makes sense. If I do a blaster review of, let's say, like the Mega XL Boom Dozer. Mega XL Boom Dozer has tons of information out there already. People have been speculating. It's one of the reasons why we do news videos, by the way, is because it jumps up hey, this is a thing. Everybody starts talking about it. And that helps us when we do the actual videos a lot of the times. So, Tag Back is kind of a little bit different, because if I'm talking about some rare, obscene blaster that nobody's ever heard of or talked about before, or nobody has talked about in the last decade on YouTube, the videos tend to perform pretty poorly. A lot of the time that can come down to like thumbnail, because people are like, what the heck is that? I don't know what that is. I'm not going to click on it. And we could do better in that regard. But I'm going to bring it back under some banner. If the retro content gets the views, I will do it. But if it doesn't get views, and I hate to say that, I can't rationalize doing the content. And that's not to say that I won't do passion projects in the future, but this is my job. It has been my job for years, and I have to be kind of smart with how that goes. I don't really have much of a fallback plan. There is a chance that I can bring it as it's already technically a Patreon reward, but I haven't updated my Patreon in like 8 months, so that's actually high on the priority list. That's something I might actually do tonight at your house, because I don't have internet. And also you have a tablet, so if I wanted to draw me stuff, you can draw me stuff.
Yeah, I could sketch around, do stuff.
I mean, technically I could draw too, because I've drawn a lot on a tablet, and I went to school for art, but I hate my art, so.
Speaking of which, I need to charge the pen.
You have to charge the pen separately?
Yeah, it's so dumb.
That's funny.
Yep, here's.
So, anyway, that's where we're at. That is so dumb.
Yeah.
Dr. Flux is doing an amazing job. Oh, he's actually in the chat now. Hey, Dr. Flux. He's been doing God's work. I don't know how confident he is, but he seems pretty confident in getting the internet. I'm hoping Monday. Like, obviously, that's like the premium day. Otherwise, you're still gonna see content. It's just gonna be sporadic. That being said, I don't even want to begin to tell you how many ad sponsorships I've gotten over the last week. It's been a lot. So I'm sorry if ads offend you, but there's gonna be a lot of them.
Started work on the Doom-inspired blaster that I've affectionately titled Transistor Fist. No clue how long it'll take, but it's gonna punch hard and be relatively affordable. Furthermore, 1/2.
Okay, Nerby T-Tops, that's the, So I'm assuming that's like a 3D printed blaster or something, Nerby? It says 1 out of 2, so I'm assuming there's going to be a second one. I kind of need my glasses on, but it doesn't feel right to have the glare on them. Yeah, it's looking better. So Dr. Flux seems like he's pretty confident too, and if Dr. Flux is confident, I'm pretty confident. So, I'm really sorry about the lack of content. And again, it's not within like the spirit is willing, but the flesh is, or yeah, is that how that goes? The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak and spongy. That's kind of the situation. Except for that makes it sound like I'm lazier than I actually am, and that's not the case. Sitting there for 2 hours in Starbucks to upload a video is... I honestly wouldn't suggest that on anybody. It's pretty bad. Man, that's a lot of people that you just delete that guy. Well, that sucks.
You need anything? I'm gonna grab one of those.
I still got a lot of this left. I mean, if you want to preload me with a cider, please.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Bubba Joe. So, what videos are coming? Great question that nobody asked, but I'm just going to go that way anyway. I'm having a review of that I should have done a while ago, to be perfectly honest, but I have a review of the skewer. I'm kind of glad I've taken my time because my opinion on it has flip-flopped a bunch of different times. From very good to very good back to like really good, if that makes sense. Thank you, lovely. Then, frick. God, I have like 7 things from Out of Darts I need to do a video on. And most of the time, so like this is the worst part about my work ethic when it comes to doing stuff, is that like, I've shot the skewer video 3 times and hated it every single time. I've shot the Crooked Cousin video and hated it. I've shot the Cheetah 2.0 video like 4 or 5 times and hated it. Luckily, I still have like all the B-roll and ranged footage for that kind of stuff, but yeah. Furthermore, it's not going to be a limited item. It's going to be made to order batches of 15 3D printed recycled filament powered by nitrogen canister. What the heck? You mean CO2? That sounds obscene, Nerby.
Furthermore, it's not going to be a limited item. It's made to order in batches of 15. 3D printed with recycled filament. Powered by a nitrogen canister, similar to the Air Magnum by Ruger.
I'm really interested in that, Nerby. I'm not going to get excited because I get told I'm making a blaster a lot of times and they never come around, but it's very interesting. I would suggest joining the Discord if you can. There's a link in the description of this video. This live stream, it's in the description of all my videos as well. But there's places there you can show off work in progress and stuff like that. Might help you. Blaster builds. Yo, Walcom, my fire shoddy arrived. Any advice on building it? If it's the new orange one, it's a pretty straightforward thing. The only difference is, I found with the magazine tube, you have to glue it. And you need to make sure you do it right, because if you do the gluing poorly, you're going to wind up probably gluing the follower, which you don't want to do. So you got to kind of make sure that the follower is pushed into the magazine tube, and also none of the glue seeps out the edges, but you have to also still put the magazine tube in there and make sure the follower works and everything like that. It's not the easiest thing. But, yeah, you can totally, you pretty much have to glue it. I tried every tape imaginable, none of them held firm. It's a lot of stress. But yeah, it's awesome. That's like pretty much the only like thing I could imagine telling you about the Firefly when it comes to building it. That was the only problem I think I had. Oh, stocks. A lot of stocks don't fit. And be very careful trying to force them on, because I was trying to put a buffer tube on mine, and I broke 3 of my buffer tube things. The worker buffer tube stock attachment points, I broke 3 of them. Nice to see you, Homely. I hope things are going pretty good. My Firefly doesn't eject the shells. There's a couple of problems. Is it pulling them back, Brandon? If they're not pulling them out of the breech, most of the time that's because your actual barrel, your firing barrel, like got too far forward, and it's the shells are getting pushed too far forward, so the actual extractor isn't grabbing the lip of the shell. The other option would be that for some reason your extractor doesn't have a spring tension on it. Do you have a lever action takedown kit? I bought one from Silver Fox Industries, funny enough. I bought them the second they went up for sale. They are for sale on Silver Fox Industries. He was actually going to drop it off to me today, but I wasn't home. Of like the one day I'm not home. So we're not sure entirely. I might go see him tomorrow to pick it up and, you know, hang out for a little bit. But yeah, I'm hoping to get my hands, and if I get that takedown kit tomorrow, I will have a video out on it hopefully like middle of next week. I've held the one that Ryan from Silver Fox Industries built for himself as a test, and it's very good. Very good. Hey, Walcom, how's life other than the internet problem? I'm doing pretty good now, honestly. I mean, I'm very frustrated how hard content is to produce right now, because every single time I go to produce content, it's like I don't have internet, and then I remember I have to sit there in Starbucks, and I hate Starbucks, so it's like, it's awful. That's my main reason. If I have internet Monday, I'm gonna be just content machine gun into subscription feeds. And I'm hoping that happens, because my goodness, especially during this time of year, when, you know, you make the most money off of YouTube during this time of year. This and December, the two best months. McDoyle, you son of a bitch.
Welcome back. It's just me, doing my thing.
First of all, I just realized I'm an asshole, and I'm sorry, Nerby, I didn't thank you properly for the two $10 super chats. I can't apologize enough for that. Super chatting is never required. It is something that is very, very much appreciated, though. And McDoyle, I want to see the chat spamming Loyal McDoyle for me. It's been a while, so we might as well go on that train. So spam Loyal McDoyle for me for a couple of minutes while I try to think of what to talk, since the chat's going to get absolutely mangled. And also thank you for the 50 ducats, McDoyle. Super chats are appreciated if you really want to help the channel out, because trust me, right now, everything helps massively, especially when it comes to paying this internet. The donation link, whether you do the WalcomS7.com or the link that's in the description of the live stream, that goes directly to PayPal and skips YouTube. Super chats go through YouTube, and they take like 30%. You guys are awesome. Good job, Arc10. Good job, Yummy Cheeseman. Good job, Preston Nerf. I did see a question.
Yeah, to get one click to wake it up.
Kelly Bader asked, do you think Nerf will do a pro line?
I personally don't think so, but at the same time, they're doing the, like, premium cosplay replica things.
Thank you for bringing that up. Oh, God, I'm going to frickin' light people up for that one. Nerby T-Tops, thank you extra 5 for pronouncing my name correctly. I appreciate it. It's not like I was specifically trying, but thank you again for the $5 super chat. Okay.
Here's an extra 5 for pronouncing my name correctly.
So, besides dislike bombing, that Halo Needler video I did, which I thought was pretty good, is one of my most hated videos. I even saw it. People were linking me to Reddit. Like, and of course, it's Reddit, so I don't give a crap.
Yeah.
But, and like, people on Reddit need to go, like, you wonder why nobody likes Reddit. It's because you guys are toxic little a-holes about everything. I'm gonna make this like as short as simple. And chat, you can, if I'm completely wrong, you can affect my opinion. But I don't think I'm wrong on this. I actually like to have this conversation with you because we have not talked about it. But a lot of people were jumping up my butthole because I was too hard on the Needler. So for those of you that don't know, the Halo Needler limited edition blaster is, for all intents and purposes, a Nerf Dart Tag Swarmfire or Rebel Power Bell. They were both the same blaster, just with slightly different paint on them. That has the cosmetics of a Needler. It shoots 10 darts from a rotating turret. It is full auto for all intents and purposes, and it will cost $100. So, do you want a Halo Needler Nerf gun. Yes? There you go. Buy it. I said as much in my damn video. The problem, glasses are coming off, that people are so freaking ignorant about is that I am not Joe Blow. If I could say literally every single blaster is cool, guess how many content creators do that? I can also say that every single blaster sucks, and I was accused for saying all Nerf blasters suck. Wacom hates Nerf, blah, blah, blah. You watch one of my videos and look at the literal thousands of dollars of Nerf blasters behind me. Like, maybe just click on one of my videos once. Just a thought. Of course, you're a Reddit. I hope one of those Reddit people, they know who I'm talking about. Like, oh, I was the one talking crap about Wacom on Reddit and trying to get those upvotes because Reddit's a hive mind full of idiots. Anyway, I hate Reddit with a passion. Because the stuff on Reddit that's true and right is always buried by popularity. So it's either like, and of course I'm not on Reddit. I never really go to the Reddit, like, because I got tired of it. Like, the reason why I stopped using Reddit was because I was talking about the paradigm shift. I did a video on it. Somebody commented on the paradigm shift, how it worked without watching the video, got it completely wrong. They didn't understand the fundamental concept of the blaster. They saw the thumbnail and thought they knew everything about the blaster. That was the most upvoted comment. And every single time I tried to like, hold on, no, it doesn't work that way, my comments were buried because their comments got upvoted because people hated me for whatever reason, because I'm a content creator, and liked this person who nobody likes, I might add, because they know who they are. They are one of the most toxic gatekeeping people in the community, which is why I don't do anything with these people in any capacity. Like, that's the problem with Reddit right there. The truth is buried under popularity. And if I want to go the opposite of that, my entire, like, I had like 18,000 karma when I deleted my Reddit account. Every single one of those was like a funny, witty first reply comment on Reddit. Under a Nerf thing. Like, it was never constructed. It was just something funny and witty. And most of the time it'd have tons of freaking up arrows because that's Reddit. That's the culture of Reddit. It's horrible. Reddit sucks. Sorry. It's great if you want to find a niche, but emotional compensation. Thank you, Austin.
Emotional compensation.
Anyway,
tongue out.
I'm a reviewer. If I were to review every single Nerf blaster positively, like, whoa, wow, this is so cool. Like, grab me you have a shitty Nerf gun somewhere? Like a really bad one. Nerf product, has to be Nerf product.
Does this count?
Sure. Guys, this is the best blaster ever. Buy it now. Grab me another one. Doesn't matter. Guys, this is the best Nerf blaster ever. Buy it now. Another one.
This one's modded, but
I don't care. Guys, this is the best Nerf blaster ever. I actually really like the bow strike too. You get what I'm saying?
That's a knife finder point.
I am well aware that every single video I upload is some form of advertisement. It's essentially a commercial. And the only way I can get around that is by giving you my fair, hopefully completely fair opinion. I'm not saying I'm not biased, because I am. As consumers of my content, you should know what my biases are. I shouldn't have to constantly say them, because that will get really annoying. You guys know I like pistols, I like shotguns, I like to see stuff that is new, new and mechanically interesting, maybe visually interesting. But I also happen to like performance. But I'm not like, oh, it has to be 400 FPS or I don't like it. I'm not like that at all. Like, I'm not. 200 FPS is kind of like my sweet spot for gaming. Point is, yeah, best blaster ever, buy now. I'm not really a huge fan of Halo. As I've stated in the video, the last time I played Halo was like Halo 3. I don't even think I got to play ODST. I basically gave up on Halo 3. I didn't like Halo 3. And I didn't bother to get back into Halo because they removed dual wielding, which was my favorite part about Halo 2 and 3. The problem with 3 is that they drastically reduced the effectiveness of dual wielding and basically made the entire game into what I like to call shooty punch, which I hate. I hate knifing in Call of Duty, and I hate punching in Halo. I think it's dumb. I think it's boring. Every single fight is two guys running at each other, trying to get a little bit of damage in, and then punch, and one of them dies. It's dumb. I hate it. It's not fun. Knifing in Call of Duty, notice how it's not a one-hit kill anymore? Like, I think they got rid of one-hit kill knifing in Call of Duty unless you do, like, actual things to it. It's dumb. Like, what's the point of half the weapons in the game if you're ever close to somebody and all it takes is scratch on the arm and they're dead instantly. With any weapon, it doesn't matter. I find it super dumb. So I'm not a huge fan of Halo, but as I said in the video, I like the Needler, even though it wasn't a very good weapon in Halos 2 and 3. It's not. Most of the time, the Needler, it was effective for the purpose that it was basically auto-aim, but the problem with the Needler is the damage wasn't instantaneous. So, if they were using practically any other gun, what most likely happened in Halo was you traded. You would die, and then they would explode after you died. That's a completely fair opinion about Halo. I also said in the very beginning of that video that I wanted something new and interesting. I wanted hopefully something that used a new ammo type because I'm tired of NERF not expanding upon their ammo types they did so much with Ultra. Holy crap. And it's like now I'm like, yeah, I want to see more like kind of cool stuff. Like why don't we see something new and innovative? And when they do like the NERF limited stuff, I kind of expect to see something that's not just a jolt that's a sniper rifle from Halo. Can you imagine if they made, like, here's a sniper rifle from Halo, new from limited NERF, costs $150. It's a single shot rear prime. Hits up to 70 FPS. I would be pissed. Why did I give the Ambin phase rifle a break? I actually liked the Ambin phase rifle. But for those of you that have watched the channel, you would know I like the McCree blaster a lot. It's a single shot revolver. The reason I like the McCree blaster is because we don't have a lot of breech-loaded blasters in NERF. In fact, I'm actually struggling to think of more than like the Shell Strike technically. I wouldn't really consider it, but it is a breech-loading blaster. The Barrel Break, which is one of NERF's best designs that they don't seem to ever reuse. And the Ambin phase rifle, if I'm not mistaken. Because every...
Knockout, too.
The Knockout? Yes, the Knockout, you are right. That I just don't even think about that because it uses a ball. But yeah, you're totally... I love the Knockout. Holy crap, I do. But that's pretty much it. Every other blaster that should have been breech-loaded is always something where you take off a faux barrel, and then you load darts into barrels, and then close it. It's dumb. I hate it. And I know there has to be some kind of, like, reason for that. Like, there's some toy law somewhere. But at the same time, they've done it in the past. They've reshelled and resold that blaster multiple times. Up until, like, 2015, 2016, you could find a barrel break on shelves. Maybe even later. You know what I mean? Like, why are they not doing this and instead just making these stupid break action, load a dart into it? It's dumb, and I hate it. So the Ambin phase pulse rifle, I can tell you straight up, I've never seen a single episode of The Mandalorian. Not one. I'm a very passive Star Wars fan. It's not that I don't think it's good, it's just that that's not the kind of content I watch. I've seen lots of clips from it and I think it looks pretty good and eventually I will sit down and watch the show. But I'm not a diehard fan. And yes, it's a $130 single shot breech loading thing that's not gonna be worth the money. But I was still vaguely excited for it for the fact that it was still a a true breech loading blaster. That's why I was excited for it. We go to the Aliens, the M4 1A pulse rifle. I think it's 1A. I always get confused because the M4A1, I think, is the designation of like the M4 in, I think, Counter-Strike. Anyway, point is, I haven't seen Aliens, or any of the Alien movies. I think the last one I watched was AVP, and I saw that with my dad when I was like 15. I'm not like a diehard, I know enough about it, but I'm not like a huge major fan.
Yeah.
But I'm still excited for the blaster. Why? Because there's still interesting things going on. It's got the undermounted Mega Blaster. It's got the dart counter. It makes the sound, which is really cool. I like the sound, and I really wish it was like that blindingly bright muzzle flash of the pulse rifle. And I was over the moon. I pre-ordered 2 of them. And I'm not an Alien fan. Like, I wouldn't consider myself, I'm not wearing a Nostromo shirt or you know, I'm not doing that. I'm not an Alien fan. I know enough about it, but I'm not a huge fan of it. Not saying I don't like it, I'm just not a massive fan. And I was still hyped for that blaster. That's how you know the blaster is probably good. Because if I was just a blind fanboy, I would say the blaster is good no matter what. If you want to take a property that I am actually a huge fan of, it'd be like Kamen Rider. Let's say Hasbro bought the rights for Kamen Rider blasters, and like with the Power Ranger Beast Morphers, they made Kamen Rider 01 blasters. They actually made like this, I'm saying this, I get excited just thinking about it, but they actually made like all of the, like the attaché shotgun and stuff, like all the briefcase like guns and stuff from Kamen Rider 01 into dart blasters. And they sucked. I would still be happy, but then from a cosmetic standpoint, I'd be like, well, it's obviously not going to match the actual like stuff. I'm already like, oh, I really like Kamen Rider whatever. I'm waiting for the complete selection modification driver to come out because that's the one that's going to look like the screen accurate prop. Other than that, I have to buy the cheap one and paint it up to make it look this one, to make it look any good. This does not look like the Beast Morpher except for the fact that it's like has this vague silhouette. If I was like a true Power Ranger Beast Morpher fan, I'd want to paint this thing up to look like the actual screen prop. For some people, that's probably great. For me, not so much. So if I were doing a video on something like let's say I'm a huge Power Ranger Beast Morpher fan, which I don't know how you're a big fan of Power Ranger, at least newer ones. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, I don't really watch it, so I'm probably just being super ignorant about it, but I don't like Super Sentai either, to be perfectly honest. I think it's incredibly childish, and that comes from somebody that owns hundreds of dollars in Kamen Rider toys, because most of the time Kamen Rider, while it is for kids, it doesn't insult my intelligence as an adult. Unless it's Kamen Rider Saber, which is why I don't like Kamen Rider Saber. And guess what? Kamen Rider Saber was trying to be Super Sentai. Anyway, point I'm trying to make is that you should know where biases land. The Halo name and the cosmetics and everything like that was not enough to convince me that this product was worth what it was. And unless you're a massive Halo fan, there's no way for you to rationalize that purchase. There isn't anything really going on. If you're seriously going to sit there and tell me, Walcom, I just want a full auto Springer, well then you should have bought the Stampede that came out in the Icons line, and you could still probably find one for way less than $100. You could also just buy a Speed Swarm, or a Power Bell, or a Swarm Fire, which is better than either of those blasters, and have basically the same effect. They already kind of looked like Covenant weapons. That's something I think everybody has said at some point. They paint up really nicely. It would be disingenuous for me as a reviewer to be super hyped for something that, in my opinion, didn't really have anything going for it. I called it was a Speed Swarm. Then the guy said it was literally the Speed Swarm. If you can't get a Speed Swarm and you absolutely have to have one, sure. But I don't see you needing to pay $100 to get a Speed Swarm. And also, if you're talking about, well, I could just mod it to make it good, if it is literally a Speed Swarm, the Speed Swarm does not modify very well. I'm not saying you can't, I'm just saying it doesn't do it very well.
I remember seeing someone sell the turrets. I'm trying to remember who sells those, but someone sells like a one where like all the barrels are polycarb, whatever. It's
probably Venom 213 then.
Yeah.
And usually that's for like the, what do you call it? The Swarm Fire. The Swarm Fire is a much better blaster.
Yeah.
But people just, in the comment section was like, I even said in the video multiple times, guys, am I wrong? I'm just not feeling this. Maybe I didn't articulate my point well enough. To be honest, I didn't have internet. I honestly wasn't in the mood to film a video, and that might have affected my, that might have affected my judgment on that video to begin with, but at the same time, there's no way you couldn't convince me. Now, if you're a Halo fan, it goes without saying you're probably gonna buy the blaster. And if I start a video saying, dude, guys, I'm a massive Halo fan, so it doesn't matter what they reveal, I'm gonna buy it, and I'm gonna say you're gonna buy it. But is that what you want as a content creator to do? How, like, my friends, like McDoyle, Jolt King, Coney, even Valor, how many blasters have you guys personally bought because you watched a video of mine and I said I really liked it? And in the reverse, how many have you guys personally not bought because I hated it? I know other people that I have watched videos on that have convinced me to buy blasters. and not buy blasters. Although it's kind of hard for me to not buy blasters when it's kind of my job. But as you notice, I don't review absolutely everything. There's plenty of times where I don't review blasters because I saw a review and it's expensive and I can't afford it. Definitely a handful of both, says Coney Dog. I avoided the Warden like the plague. And you know what the funny thing about the Warden, Valor, is that I'm sure the Warden's fine now. I'm sure Hasbro fixed whatever issues they were having. How about you?
The only one that comes to mind is the Panther tank. Or Panthers in general.
Yeah, you're kind of an oddball. Not saying that negatively, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But you're really hard to please.
Yeah.
You got kind of a niche that you really like your blasters to be in. Like, worse than me. And I'm pretty hard to please. So, if I don't like something, a rational human being would just go, he doesn't like something. For instance, I was told that I hate all Nerf blasters. And while I may not be glowing over the moon for a lot of them that I've reviewed recently, I can go down the list and you can see that, like most blasters that I reviewed recently, I gave a pretty middling recommendation to, and I gave you reasons why I didn't like it and reasons why you could. I could see other people liking it. That's kind of the way I try to do things. But it doesn't stop me from being who I am. One of the reasons why, like, if you're really wondering, one of the reasons why I hated the Fortnite Pump SG so much, and I guess I didn't articulate this point well enough, is I love shotguns. And I love the look of the Fortnite Pump SG. And I sat there for like 2 or 3 months thinking about what this blaster was going to do. And it came up because we were like, dude, it's just going to be another front loader. I'm like, there's no way. We knew the price and we saw pictures of it. And it wasn't a front loader, it was a flippin' breech loader for a single shot for $30 flippin' dollars. And if you're like, well, I'm a kid, Wacom, and I love mine, that's great. Good for you. But it doesn't mean the thing doesn't have flaws, and it doesn't mean it wasn't overpriced. And I can call it out for those things, and I can be emotionally invested in this product because it's something I really wanted to be good, and when something doesn't turn out as good as I want it to be, it's usually fine. But the Fortnite Pump SG felt like a slap in the frickin' face. And I know most of the people watching the stream right now, it goes without saying that you probably understand what I'm talking about. Most of the people watching the streams are going to be fans. But if you're one of the people that don't, you really need to look inside yourself if you're angry that I didn't like the product. And honestly, if you're one of those people, I highly suggest that you start your own YouTube channel and you grab the same blasters that I don't like and you review them. And you tell us, me, why you like these blasters and why you feel they're worth the money. Because guess what? That's what I did. That's literally what my channel exists. I did that because I was freaking sick of Bobololo, Drac, Coop, and whoever else I was watching at the time saying things like the Diatron was a bad blaster. It was horrible. It was irredeemable garbage. I literally think Bobo used almost those exact words. And I love the Diatron. I thought it was stupidly effective, and I never saw any of these people who were using the Diatron use it in the way that I was using it. And that's kind of where I went like, well, no, you're wrong. But instead of just making a YouTube comment about it and being a warrior on Reddit, I put my money where my mouth was and made a video. And then I made more videos. Fast forward like 7 years later, here we are. And the amount of absolute, just toxic vitriol I've gotten, some of it is probably still present on that Halo video. But it's like, you're being like, oh, Wacom, well, if you're a Halo fan, it's great for cosplay. Okay, how many people are going to be using Needlers for cosplay? Like, honestly, let's do a count. How many people are going to be using the Needler for cosplay? How many Halo blasters are out right now from just Nerf? You got the Mangler, you got the Bulldog, you got the MA40, all of which I think are pretty easy to find right now. I need to buy another MA40. But, like, if you're going to be Mr. Spartan person, you're probably going to use one of those. And if you're going to be like somebody who wants to be using like splashing in Covenant weapons and stuff like that, you could buy the $100 Nerf one because you absolutely have to have a Nerf branded Needler cosplay piece. Or You can buy, there was it Proplica? There was a Needler not too long ago that was like really good, but I think it was based off like, people are like, oh, it's a Halo 5 one, it's a Halo ODST one, this is the name for Halo 6 one, it looks way better even though the game's not out yet. Anyway, like, you can make all the excuses in the world, and that's fine. If you really want this thing and you need it for your perfect cosplay, that's fine. But does that mean it's still a glowing recommendation? I can make, and I have made the case for a lot of blasters in the past that I personally like to give them the shot at something. And then I guarantee, I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I'm sure there are videos I have done where I had like, dude, guys, it's hot garbage. It costs way too much money, but I love it. I actually, I guess the Zesty would be a great example of that. I love the Zesty. Like, you hold that, it's so cool. I love the Zesty. Is it worth buying? Hell no. No.
Especially when you pull it out the box and it's primed.
That sucks. I wonder how that actually happens. I wonder if it's just like, maybe it was like they test every other one or something like that and forgot to, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It was funny though.
I don't think it really affected his blaster much. Did you actually fire it, Flux?
Yeah.
Holy ball sacks.
Jesus.
Your opinion is your opinion. Don't let the opinion of people on your content trigger you. You are an amazing content creator. Calm the walrus.
First of all, Alexia, holy crap. Thank you. I never thought my fat man rage would inspire you to send me that much money. Thank you so freaking much. That's the largest super chat I think we've had in a while. It's definitely up there. Somebody else is like, dude, I donated a $100 super chat like 3 weeks ago. Shit. But thank you, Alexia. I'm not, to speak to you personally, Alexa, I'm not upset that people are upset about my opinion. I'm upset in like a tertiary kind of way that these people are so ignorant, and I feel like they're completely missing the point. And it's a problem that, I mean, myself, I'm probably guilty of, but it's like where they don't even think about the reasoning why that's bad. Like, if I don't like a thing and I don't like it, I'm usually pretty fair about it. I consider myself a rationally fair person. There are plenty of good, high-performance blasters out there that I don't like. I'm not a huge fan of the Nexus Pro. I like it for the fact that it made you guys finally get your hands on high-velocity, pump-action, competition-grade blasters. But for somebody like me, who has God knows how many of those, it's not like I'm gonna go, let's see here, Saber M20, Swift, S100, Prophecy Pump Action,
Link.
Prophecy Bolt Action, Lynx, Caliburn, Talon Claw, it just keeps going. Point is, I'm not going to look at the Nexus Pro and go, yeah, that's a blaster I want. Because I can tell you why I don't really like it. I don't really like the grip. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way it handles. And when I prime it, it feels kind of crunchy and kind of wobbly. These are things you can fix with money. And if you absolutely love the shell, yeah, you can rationalize
Tertiary
spending
mouth.
that money. Tertiary. Thank you, Danny Cookie. So that's kind of why I'm upset about that, Alexia. It's like, I'm not going to say ever that the Nexus Pro is a bad blaster. I love the fact that you guys got a good blaster. I will say I think the Aeon Pro is a better blaster, and I can tell you the reasons why I think the Aeon Pro is a better blaster. And a lot of you won't agree with that, and that's perfectly fine. If you don't validate, if either you don't want to validate my opinions, or you like, yeah, I understand what you're talking about, but this is important to me, pump action being that thing, then yeah, fine. Go for it, man. I don't care. It's the same thing like the Swift. Like, I sold him my Swift. I didn't really want to. I really like that blaster, but I gave it to him because he helps me out so much. And then I magically got the S100, and like we were building it, he hated the S100.
I don't know about hate. I don't like it.
I literally have video footage of you saying...
I hate building it. That's a different thing.
But like, I think I said in that video, like, guys, I don't know why I really like the S100. I still do. Like, that thing is like, honestly, it's like cracked in a bunch of places, and I don't know whose fault is that, but it still works fine. And I still love it. I still love the S100. There's something about the way that blaster handles and the way it looks even though it looks like an FN Scar, but like the handling and everything, it just feels good to me. I like the S100. It's like a pretty middling recommendation right now, just because I don't know if the plastic quality, like, I'd have to see, like, Valor, if you're still here, has yours cracked anywhere besides, like, I have literally, like, places where it cracked on the side of the shell, but it's not splitting apart, it just looks like it has a crack. Mine has the same brittle plastic, the notch that keeps the stock is completely coming out, oh, oof. Like, I wish they would fix these problems, and honestly, even then, like, Valor's like, yeah, mine's doing this problem and everything like that, I'm like, I still kind of think for 150 bucks it's worth it. I know that's a horrible thing to say, but for 150 bucks, as long as you get everything that we got, like, you're still getting a 300 FPS blaster for 150 bucks. It's kind of hard, like, even if it has these problems, fix them. I don't care. It's worth it, in my opinion.
Like, to be honest, I would rather pick that over a Nexus Pro if I had to buy one right now.
That's debatable.
And even say, like, even if I wanted to get the gold Nexus Pro,
yeah,
because that's 100, right? It's like, I would still go for the other one.
I don't remember exactly what I said with the Dart Zone Pro, but I know for a fact I've said multiple times I don't like the Dart Zone Pro.
I like how it feels. Other than that, yeah, it's not good.
See, I don't even like how it feels. And I'm pretty sure I covered that in my video.
It has the worst slop out of all those full-length, half-length breaches, in my opinion.
Yeah, I hate that slop.
Yeah, it's...
I'm just like, that's one of those things where... It's so frustrating. It's like, somebody said, it's like, oh, Welcome loved the Nexus Pro, and now he hates it with a passion. He's such a hypocrite. It's like, I've never said I hated the Nexus Pro. I just say that there's better. And of course there's better. It's a $50 blaster. It is bar none the best, like, deal, in my opinion. Except for the Aeon Pro exists. And the Conquest Pro is better than both, by the way. I never get it. I haven't really talked about the Conquest Pro much, even though I love the Conquest Pro. Like, I don't think you really like it that much, but I'm so happy with mine. Because I think Brett actually... Didn't Beret say it was like a bad... Like, he had problems and hated it?
I don't think he hates it, but it jammed when he ran it and I was with him. It jammed and it, like, got the dart and it, like, went underneath the breach. So it prevented him from, like, fully sealing it. It was really weird.
Like, I tried to watch his video and he made it sound like it happens all the time now.
Weird.
And like I have mag dumped my Nexus or my Conquest Pro so many times and never had a problem. I love the Conquest Pro. Like, I straight up will tell you I think the Conquest Pro is better than the Nexus Pro in virtually every single way. I love the Nexus Pro or the Conquest Pro that much, but I also realize that people are like, well, it doesn't have a stock, it doesn't look like an M16, it doesn't do this. I'm like, that's fine. Then get your Nexus Pro. Like, I know most people want the, like, I gotta have the super tactical Call of Duty reload. Fine, that's fair. You gotta have that, that's fair. But for a lot of people, I'm just gonna go like, man, buy a Conquest Pro. It's so good, especially with a couple of dollars in 3D printed parts. The JRC design stuff that I have on mine, have you played with mine at all? With the pump grip and the mag release?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, that mag release is a lot better.
I like the vertical, the horizontal grip. I don't even like horizontal grips, and I like the one on that.
It's about the same for me. Like, because I only played with it once, but the vertical grip was okay, and I think for me personally, the horizontal is okay also. I don't have a favorite between the two.
See, I like angled. And that's something that, like, hey, if you're wondering what my biases are, I like pistols. I don't really like rifles that much. I usually like pistols, auto pistols, SMGs. I like smaller compact blasters. And the only other thing that I like is, like, if it's a sniper rifle, it's obnoxiously long. Or if it's a shotgun. Like, that's kind of like my thing. I usually avoid assault rifles like a plague. I just don't really like, I know I say assault rifles and that's not actually a thing. When I say assault rifle, I'm talking about the kind of, what you'd call them, like Call of Duty and stuff. They literally have assault rifle as a category in a video game.
Yeah,
that's kind of
mag dumping rifle, pretty much.
Like you will rarely see me ever use an assault rifle in Destiny, Call of Duty, Battlefield. I just don't like those weapons. Mostly because what happens in those games, and almost every single video game I've ever played with an assault rifle category, is the assault rifles are bar none the best weapons. Like, usually you can, like, oh, there's quick scopers that one-shot you at any distance and they do it instantly. It's like, yeah, that's usually a problem as well. Snipers are something that almost shouldn't exist in any video game, because sniper rifles almost completely invalidate the point of having a shotgun in a video game. Especially when you can just go BAM and one-shot someone who's point blank to you. That kind of sucks. But assault rifles are usually, like, Full auto, massive magazines, no recoil, and slightly worse handling. And I hated that. Call of Duty's really bad about that. That's why I kind of stopped playing Call of Duty, is because it's like, pick a Call of Duty. Like, in every Call of Duty, either assault rifles are overpowered or SMGs are basically assault rifles. And I don't know why that's such a problem. The Max Striker. See, I don't have my hands on a Max Striker, unfortunately. I never got sent one. I was supposed to get sent one. But we already know it's essentially a Nexus Pro, so it doesn't really matter. And if I were to be like, oh my god, I love the Max Striker so freaking much, you guys would be like, that's kind of sus because it's literally a Nexus Pro. There are improvements in the Striker, don't get me wrong. Apparently, you can pull out like the little cage that's around the plunger tube because it's like a separate piece of the shell, which you can't do that in a Nexus Pro.
Yeah.
So you could put a bigger plunger tube, and people have done that, I believe, inside of a Max Striker. And that automatically makes the Max Striker better, in my opinion. But I've never held one, really, so don't take my word for it.
I felt like the one I held, it felt like it was made slightly cheaper than the Nexus Pro, which is saying a lot. But again, that could be fixed with mods and whatnot.
Yeah. So, why did I...
And the catch is a different shape for some reason.
There's a good rationale for this kind of thing. Like, the DZP Mark II. I said it was the best Nerf pistol when I got my hands on it. Now, do I think the DZP is worth buying right this second? I mean, for $80, yeah, it's still a pretty decent pistol. In fact, it's pretty much the de facto pistol. You got multiple shots in one of the smallest, most compact packages you can get in the hobby. But I own a Pew Pew. And the Pew Pew absolutely dumpsters the DZP.
Yeah.
The Gecko, in my opinion, almost completely dumpsters the DZP. Mark II. That's my opinion. Can I see you still really enjoying the DZP Mark II? Yes, if you're using it as a pistol, a sidearm, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But has my opinion cooled since I did the video on the DZP Mark II? And in fact, it has. But you gotta remember how many things have come out pistol-wise since the DZP was a thing. And that's something that I should probably go back and do a video on things like that. And just like, is it still the best pistol? Well, no. But even in a world of all of these pistols, granted, I've never held a Zinc, so I'm not sure what this comparison of the Zinc to the DZP Mark II is. But the Mark II is a compact, comfortable. I love how solid the lockup and stuff is on it. That's one of the things I like the most about it, is it feels premium. And you get a couple of speed loaders and holster.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, personally, I was kind of underwhelmed with it, but it is, like, it's built nice, also.
I mean, you bought one immediately, though.
Yeah,
like, you really wanted one.
True.
I think you're just disappointed you couldn't get more power out of it.
Yeah, and for me, I like, you know me, I like big air, like, plunger tubes. And, like, seeing what was in it, like, I obviously had, it makes sense because how small it is. But, like, I don't know, it's like, I don't know. Like, the Gecko's, in my opinion, a much better thing, but again...
How hard does a blaster have to hit for you to, like, really love it?
Well, consistent, I should say.
Okay, well, what's the FPS mark?
Well, they were saying 150, right? Mine was...
Are you talking about, like, the local game?
No, the Mark II. Wasn't it supposed to be 150, or was it?
Yeah, mine hit 150 every once in a while.
Yeah, mine only hit, like, 110 to 120 if. And, like, rarely it would, like, it was just not consistent. Even with switching multiple barrels, there's not enough plunger tube for a Scar barrel, which you saw I spent a lot of time fitting that one in there.
You tried everything.
It was dope. And then we did the spacer, that didn't help. I was tempted to cut up a Turf Nexus Pro Spring and show it in there, but I was like, I don't want to risk it just exploding. So, I don't know. Like, at the time it was cool, but now it's whatever. If you want it, then yeah. I like the metal scales on the grip. That really sells it.
Consequential to me, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I just like that. You're right about the premium feel.
Yeah. I mean, they could have been rubber, and I think that would have been better. But no, I get it. Everybody's gonna have a different opinion. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But like, I got accused also of being like, oh, Wacom only likes whatever's the newest, highest performance blaster ever. I can tell you straight up, the Pew Pew is my favorite blaster of all time ever, and it hits like maybe 150.
Yeah.
And honestly, it could hit like 130, probably even hit 100, and I'd still, if it had the same fire rate and everything, I'd still love it more than anything else.
Yeah.
150, 200, like 200 is usually my like, this is what I like to play cap. But not a lot of games do 200, even though I think 200 is a pretty easily obtainable performance mark now.
Yeah.
Heck, I have had multiple blasters that hit 300 pretty effortlessly now. And yeah, more power, usually more better. I totally get on board with that, but that's not like my end all. Having my own Mark II, I prefer Luke's Gecko. Yeah, I've had too many problems with the speed loaders and probably loading the darts in the middle of the game. I understand that, Barry.
Yeah, that too. Because I don't know why, but like the little nubs on the side, they feel like they're like they move independently. So when you're trying to load it, you could like push one side a little bit too hard. So that's
I honestly would never use those speed loaders.
Yeah,
I don't think I ever. I like just manually loading in a mag.
Yeah.
But
I didn't have, like, until recently, I didn't have a really good blaster at like the 130, 150 mark, and the Pew Pew fits that.
Yeah.
So.
I know I haven't done a video on the Pew Pew yet. I will hopefully have the video out soon. It's one of those things I wanted to make sure it was absolutely perfect because I love that blaster.
Yeah.
Frick. I don't know when. It's going to be soon because I'm going to throw an ad in front of it. Because I'm pretty... I'll probably get that video out this week, to be perfectly honest. I'm going to shoot for Friday. But, neither here nor there. Like, biases are important to know. And if you can't tell what somebody's bias is, there's a problem. And if somebody can't give you, in their video, a specific reason why they like or don't like something, and you can't validate that reason within yourself, somebody's not telling the truth. As a content creator, ad reads are here neither there. I know people like, oh, you're selling out, you're lying. This, like, when I did Raid Shadow Legends, people were like linking me to like, hey, look at this YouTuber who has like 14 million subscribers, just dumping all over Raid Shadow Legends. It's a terrible game. It's like, great. The guy who has 14 million subscribers doesn't need to do a Raid Shadow Legends ad. Color me surprised. I played Raid Shadow Legends. It honestly wasn't that bad. It was a little bit more aggressive for trying to shove things in my face to buy, but it wasn't a bad game at all. I can see people liking Raid Shadow Legends. I went back to playing my waifu collector games, and I don't think those are good games. I play them because they have pretty pictures that move with big anime boobies. And that's the excuse I pretty much need to give you. Until I start spending money on them, which I've never spent money on a mobile game. Oh, I put money into Pokemon Go, a little bit.
Yeah, I think the only mobile games I've done is both Pokemon. So Pokemon Go, and then, what is it? Masters, I think. Not the new version, but I just played the original one. I might have put a little bit in there, but not as bad as
yeah, I didn't
Go.
stick with that game very long at all. Just because, again, it's like I had a game that pretty much already did the same thing. Everybody has that like one mobile game that clicks with them. Destiny Child was mine. I love Destiny Child. I didn't play it for like a year, but I jumped back into it recently. It's like I never even stopped playing. Yeah. And then I realized how much time I put into that because I was like, what's the best team I need for this current boss that's going on? Oh, I have 4 of those 5 units already maxed out from over a year ago. Sweet. And I jump right back into the game.
Yeah. I think my favorite thing about Pokemon Masters was like the top 3 characters you can get. Like 2 of them are like you had to like buy and try to get random or get lucky. And the other one they gave to you as soon as you start the game. So
it was like Leaf or something? Was it Leaf or...
I think it was... No, it was Rosa.
Oh, it was what's her face? Yeah, Rosa.
Yeah, but she was super broken. I was like, why?
Hello from the southeast. Here's some tax. Thank you very much, Daily Tactics.
You need anything?
No, I've got 2 beers here. I'm kind of nursing down.
Okay, I'm gonna grab a tea. I'll be right back.
Alrighty, man. Hey, welcome. I was looking for Nerf blasters that aren't the most powerful. Do you have any recommendations? Probably under 150 FPS. Well, Harper, there's a lot of blasters that are under 150 FPS, and it kind of depends on what you're looking for. So, let's talk about another thing people were complaining to me about on Reddit. I'm not giving them power. It's just something that I was like, this is so astronomically dumb. You people are so stupid that it's ticked me off that this was even said, and people gave you updoots for it. Which is why Reddit is a freaking horrible place. But let me complain a little bit more. They were tired of me championing the Adventure Force Villainator. I'm sorry, the Adventure Force Villainator is one of the best blasters that has ever hit the hobby ever. Are you a small child? You'll like the Adventure Force Villainator. Are you a grown-ass man? You're probably going to like the Adventure Force Villainator. The only people who probably don't like the Adventure Force Villainator are the people that these guys are accusing me of being, where it's like, oh, it doesn't hit 200 FPS, it's garbage. Because you can't really mod in Adventure Force Villainator really much. You might be able to get like 110, 120 out of one, but that's pushing it. The point of the Adventure Force Villainator just being so freakishly good doesn't have magazines. That's a plus in my book, because magazines require investment. Magazine requires investment not in the fact that you have to have magazines, multiple of them, but you also have to have gear to hold magazines. Or you can buy a Villainator, which has a 40-round drum that you could just top up whenever you want, and it's also buttery smooth slamfire and hits 85 to 90 FPS. And it costs $20 flippin' dollars. 20 ducats. So when I give something like the Flip 32 a bad rap, I'm not really impressed by it, because it's, you know, a $60-something blaster. And I say just buy an Adventure Force Villainator. It's because that's how good the Villainator is. Bored AF might be the highlight of my night. Look, I don't know if you're talking about your donation, Michael, but I mean, hey, thanks. Hopefully I'm entertaining you a little bit. I mean,
Bored
hopefully
AF,
watching me is better than staring and watching paint dry. The Villainator's that good. Is Villainator good?
The what?
Villainator? I'm actually trying to remember if you even own one. He pulls out like 4 of them. Oh crap,
Yeah.
I just moved your entire desk.
Yeah, I like it. It's one of the few blasters I'm keeping stock, other than obviously the safe or the ammo deleting things.
Like, first of all, it looks like this. This is pretty much blaster design perfected. God, this thing looks good. And if you really want to, you can swap the stock out with another Adventure Force stock. I think that you have like literally 2 different options.
Yeah, too short and just right.
Is this Picatinny? This isn't Picatinny, is it?
No, it's
Adventure Force?
yeah, whatever that is.
There's still probably something that you could put on that.
Hold on.
It's got a flip up front post sight. It's got rear posts. Actually, the sights on this thing
Oh,
are pretty good. Oh, the rear post could be better,
but it's on there.
technically.
Oh, this way.
But as a $20 blaster, you get enough darts to fill it up once, which is 40, and it's buttery smooth. So smooth. And also, you could just do that and have multiple drums. You could spend $60 and get a Villainator and 3 drums and have 2 spare Villainators. You can paint them all different colors. There's so many things you can do. This blaster is it's ergonomic AF. Like, maybe the stock's a little too short, but I can still use it. It's still pretty comfortable to me. The grip is fan-freaking-tastic. The pump grip is fan-freaking-tastic. Everything about this blaster is like an A+. And it's $20. I do not know how somebody, even if you don't like pump action blasters, would be able to look at this and go like, oh, well, that sucks. I hate it. You're being a pretty disingenuous person, I feel. It might not be your thing, but it's hard not to love the Villainator. Especially for the price it's at. Even if you're like, well, I only play the highest of high capacity, high performance games, Walcom. I need the very best. You're still gonna have fun with this thing. It's still gonna look good. It's still gonna feel good. Like, I'm sorry, if you can come up with a reason why the Villainator sucks. Because honestly, like, oh, well, it doesn't hit 400 FPS. Well, okay, go jump off a bridge then. I don't know what to tell you. Because everything else about this blaster is freaking amazing. I don't like springers. Okay, that doesn't make it a bad blaster. Like, I can show you something that's just like this as a flywheel. Be like, I don't like that because it's a flywheeler. Like, yeah, I can't please everyone, of course, but this blaster kicks ass.
Yeah, I like it.
It's hard not to love that blaster.
You want pizza? I can order pizza.
Do you want to just? We don't have to have it till we can go out.
Okay, we can do that. I was
Yeah.
just wondering.
I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to just sit here and talk to people.
Okay.
Rohirrim.
To answer your question, the Villainator doesn't have boobs.
You know what? You got me there, but I can put boobs on it. Valor, we need to make an anime panty hydro dipped. I need to figure out how to make custom hydro dip stuff. Thank you for the $1, Rohirrim.
Warcom you rock. Does anyone know the upper limit on the MK3? I have the strong pusher and other upgrades from OOD and haven't installed yet. Thanks, Greg.
I would assume, and I'll tuck this in because I actually have all the stuff for the Mark III from Out of Darts. He sent me it. He's way too nice to me, and I need to do videos on it because I feel horrible. And it's like, this is like, I'm never gonna mod this blaster because I like where it's at. It's the perfect niche. And Out of Darts is like, here's a bunch of stuff to make it better. I'm like, frack. I will still do a video on that, but I have to do extra work because I need to make sure that I can swap the flywheel cages back and forth. The Villainator, not the Villainator, the Mark III out of the box hits what, like 150, 160, and some people were hitting like 180 highs on a 3S LiPo with the stock cage, but you're still kind of limited to what a single stage cage can do. And when it comes to single stage flywheel cages, I'm pretty sure the upper limit, like one of the reasons why I was so blown away with the band Blaster's Blaster is because that thing was a single stage hitting 130. But from what I've been told and explained to since that video came out, it actually has slightly larger diameter flywheels than what's in, like, what you can stuff in, let's say, a Strife. That's one of the reasons I believe it hits so hard. And that, like, I'm assuming you'll probably hit a good 180, 190, maybe 200 with a single stage, like Daybreak Eclipse cage kind of setup. The NSA Key, by the way, super huge thanks to NSA Key. They have been very, very, very supportive of me over the last couple of weeks and has held my sanity together. Those of you who support the channel, you're in the Discord server. Holy crap, I would have freaking like wandered off into the woods and just disappeared had it not been the amount of support I was giving. I should have done a video on that. I would buy a Villainator that's been hydro dipped in Anime Girl. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I need to... We're close. If I get the internet back and we get the internet situation under control, I'm getting my hydro dip kink and everything, like, by the end of the month. Not even joking. But I need to figure out how to get custom hydro dip film made. I can't find a good supplier of it. Same thing with a water slide decals. Like, I wish it was really easy to get high quality water slide decals, but it doesn't seem like that's an easy thing to get.
I might wait on the Swift then, because I keep forgetting you're getting a hydro dipping tank.
Oh yeah, like it's literally my hydro dipping tank build is only like maybe $250.
Yeah, so I'll probably just wait.
We're gonna probably have to dump hundreds of dollars into heating before that because you can't hydro dip when it's cold.
Oh yeah.
To answer your question, Blaster builds, I just started a new channel. Do you have any tips for new YouTubers? One is do not, under any circumstances, shill your channel. The best way that you could shill your channel without actually shilling your channel is if you can post something on your channel or post something that is related to your channel, like a Discord server or Reddit or something like that, or show off a cool build you made somewhere else. But the number one thing that will make me basically delete you from existence on my side of things is you're like, hey guys, I made a channel, check out my channel. How am I supposed to get subscribers if I can't put my stuff in front of Wallcom stuff and use Wallcom's channel and community to bump my own stuff up? Because I can tell you, somebody who basically got no help whatsoever, I didn't get massive shout-outs to get to the point where I'm at all. Like, that's, like, the only shout-out I got two. I got literally two. I got one from Boba Lolo on a video I think still to this day only has like 14,000 views, and I'm not saying not thanks to Boba Lolo, and it was like at the end of the video, and it was a one-off thing where it's like, oh, well, Wallcom made this cool thing, check it out. It was before me and him were even really talking. It was really cool of him to do that. But that, and then, of course, the collaboration I did with Modern Rogue. That's it. That's all I've done for, like, actual shout-outs and videos and stuff like that, as far as I can remember, from somebody who is massively bigger than my channel. So I'm almost certain I can say this besides the people like Luchathor and all of you guys and all of my friends I've made over the years that have helped get the channel to this point. It's still pretty much like, it's just, we're doing it things. Like, I didn't really have that grace of having the huge people come down and lift me up. And that's fine. I'm actually way happier about that. Because that makes me feel way more successful when I get good things that happen. And when bad things happen, well, I expect it because I'm me. That's number one, like the most important thing is like, don't ruin your relationships with other, don't go to Reddit and spam your stuff. Maybe post once in a while if you do something cool, you want people like, oh dudes, check out this thing I did that nobody else has done. That's a good way of doing it. Another good way of doing it is like, don't post your videos, but post things about like, hey, here's screenshots of, or here's pictures of my new build. And then, oh, by the way, I did a video here. You got to kind of do stuff like that. You got to put forth the effort to be a good, upstanding citizen in the community, because our community is not only pretty small, but it's also super freaking toxic, as much as I'd hate to say it, but that's my number one tip. My number two tip for you is you better have passion and like, just do the videos you want to do. And don't be afraid to put the time and effort into stuff that's not going to pan out. You have to have passion. It's like the number one thing that you have to have on YouTube to succeed. You have to have passion. The number two thing is conveying that passion through the medium that is a freaking horrendously compressed YouTube video that most people, even if you upload it 4K, are watching on their 17-year-old smartphones or mom's iPads. And to grow on YouTube, you have to be consistent. That's the other thing that sucks. I do not go into YouTube expecting success. Go into YouTube because you want to have fun. I never expected to be in the position where I'm in. In fact, I have beat every single odd to be in the position I'm in. I am freakishly lucky, apparently. Because there are people far more talented and far more worthy than me that I have basically just completely eclipsed over the last couple of years. And I did my best to like, you know, I have friends that quit making YouTube videos that I miss very badly. And I wouldn't know how to help them instead of just like shouting them out. And I did that lots of times. Southern Brisbane Nerf Club, Rob from, like, I love that guy. I miss him every day. Blee from Nerf Gun Attachments. That dude was awesome. Seriously. And he's just up and I haven't even spoken, I don't even know how to get in contact with him. He's just gone. And I don't think I had him on Facebook or anything like that. Maybe I did. Tiger Foam completely disappeared, but that's usually what happens when kids start growing up and they realize they're playing with toys. And I guarantee you, Tiger Foam is somebody who would be back if they're like, oh, I hit my 20s, 4 years later, 5 years later, 6 years, or whatever they are, like, what's Nerf doing? Oh, Nerf is cool again. I'm going to jump back in. That usually happens. It happens to everybody. You go, 14, 15, you're like, I'm done with Nerf. Nerf is for kids. And then when you're in your 20s, you're like, hell yeah, Nerf's awesome. That's usually what happens. I'm probably forgetting Nobicon, Foam Brewer, NERM. They stopped. Freaking NERM deleted me off Facebook, and I don't even know why. They never even told me, and that broke my heart. I hope the best for NERM, and I really miss Foam Brewer and NERM. They made some of the funniest, like, nobody else could make the videos that they did. Like, if there was one group of people that I wish had, like, if I had a production studio, and I could, like, have them shoot their stuff in a production studio and have proper editing and stuff like that, their content would be hilarious. Because they made so much good stuff. This mother trucker, this guy who makes gold, you see him right now, and he's all, like, kind of quiet, kind of reserved. And, like, I can't bring it out of him because he's so scared of saying something that will get me demonetized off YouTube, and I think that's the only reason why he's so quiet. Yeah. But me and this dude, when we're done with this, we're going to go out and eat, like, go get dinner, and we're going to sit down and play Pokemon until the sun comes up, and we're going to be making so many dirty, obscene jokes, it's not even funny. But it will be funny to us because we'll be drunk and full of food.
Yes.
And it's horrible. Oh my God, are we awful people sounding just when we get together. Like, he brings it out of you. He's hilarious. But it doesn't come across well on camera.
Banana.
Ariel, you absolute...
Oh, Jesus. Well,
Thank you, Uriel. Thank you. What's up? I think that's what... I love you so much. I had to do a double take. I don't even think they could see it. I think the freaking bar was in the face.
Pikachu. Oh, whatever. Pikachu has a banana.
Like, I just want to, like, there's so many people that I feel like are more deserving. And I'm not going to say, like, I've been doing YouTube, like, basically, I would say full-time, and I haven't been doing a good job at it whatsoever. But I have been solely doing YouTube for income for the past, like, I want to say 4 or 5 years, something like that. Basically, when I moved from Boise to Chehalis, when I moved, I was like, well, I was the manager, I was senior technician / manager of like 4 out of like 14 locations for this company that sold and repaired cell phones. And there are many months where I was like the highest selling person and I was somebody who didn't lie. Like, you wanted a cell phone, I'd be like, okay, so let's be frank, do you just want a good phone or do you have a specific use or do you have something your heart's already set on? Because if somebody walks in like, I want the Samsung, I'm not going to talk you out of the Samsung. I want the iPhone. Do you have the money? Yes. Here's the iPhone. What's your opinion on it? Well, here's what the iPhone's really good for. Are you not really good at technical stuff? iPhone's really good for those people. It's super simple and it works extremely well. Do you already have Apple products? Yes. Get the iPhone. Now, if it was me, it's like, I don't really know what I want. Should I get an iPhone? Well, do you own do you own Apple products? No? Stay away from the iPhone. I hate this thing right now. This thing has caused me so much grief over the last 2 weeks because if I could just do something as simple as make the video on my computer and transfer it to my damn iPhone and then upload it mobilely from my iPhone, my life would be so much easier. But guess what I can't do? Guess what doesn't even let me go to a Google Drive and download a .mov file that the iPhone already reads because that's not what the iPhone does. I can't even do that. If I gotta do an ad read for some company, I have to go to Starbucks with, I don't even own a laptop. I own that little GPD Win thing, which is basically a glorified like handheld gamepad, but it runs Windows. So I go to Starbucks with this stupid little thing that makes me look like an idiot, this tiny screen, a stupid keyboard, download like 30 megabytes of video file to go home to make the ad because I needed I needed their footage, I needed their logos and stuff like that, and then make the video, then drive back to Starbucks to upload the damn video so they could approve it, so I could then go back home and make the full-length video that will have that video in it. This thing stops me at every single step. If I had any Android phone,
I have an Android.
Any Android phone, I could torrent Windows 11 and I could find an app that will probably install it to my computer through my phone, but I could also just turn my phone, USB drive, here's the Windows, I have it set up to install Windows and plug it in, boom, everything's golden. Valor.
It was the same for me at Insomnia Cookies. I was senior driver with the shortest delivery times, and they refused to give me a raise. So I left and now I'm trying to do this full time.
Valor, if I can make you, like, you have questions about how YouTube works, I will tell you everything I know. But I'm going to tell you straight up, Valor, you want to do videos full time? You're going to have to get over the same mental hump I've had for the last 4 months and just do all the content. All of it. The question is, you have to do content you want to do, because if you do a video you don't want to do, I'm going to know it, he's going to know it, anybody watching it's going to kind of get the feeling that your heart's not in it. And there's nothing worse than watching a video where somebody's heart is not in it. You can tell by the way that I'm emoting, by the way that I'm spazzing out like a freaking idiot, that I fucking hate this phone right now. And it's not a cheap phone. Oh no. And you know what? It's been pretty okay since I got it, but there's a lot of little things on the iPhone that's been pissing me off. It's not even my first iPhone. But in a week, I'm going to yeet this thing into non-existence and I'm going to get a phone, and I can't decide on quite which one I want to get right now. I'd like to get the Surface Duo 2 for multiple reasons, mostly the fact that it has 2 screens, but I can't get one as a direct upgrade on Verizon. I have to buy one from Microsoft, and I don't have $2,000 or whatever they want for that phone right now. I would like to have the ROG phone, whatever number they're at now, because I game a lot on my phone, and holy crap, I loved my Red Magic 3, but it was a Chinese phone that kind of sucked because it wasn't really supported very well. So I'm probably going to wind up either getting the Z Fold 3, because I use my phone a lot, so having a fold-out screen, especially where I could run 2 apps at once, is going to be godlike for me, or a S Ultra 21, because it's kind of simply the best, and LG stopped making phones, so they made my decision really easy. Wacom, open a P.O. box so I can send you an Android. Simply Blocks, I do have a P.O. box, but the thing is, I have Android phones. I have a Red Magic 3, and I have that, well, I guess that other phone doesn't even matter because it doesn't even work in my country. Freaking LG sent, I won a phone contest on a what do you call it, a Binging with Babish video. They had a contest for the LG, I don't even remember what it was called. The thing, it was LG dual screen phone. I won a contest. I was supposed to do a video on it, but I got this phone and it was the Canadian one. And I was like trying to get them to unlock it for me, and they were like really dragging their feet on it. And the thing fell off my desk once in a case with a screen protector. Fell off. I had it charging. I had it opened all the way. So I had a screen on the back and screen on the front. I had it sitting on my desk. It fell, and basically from the cable went like this and landed like that on the wood of my desk. And the screen flew off. Not only was it broken, but the ribbon cable destroyed the connector. There was no way to fix that without basically getting a replacement phone. Ridiculous. I'm kind of glad I didn't buy it.
Quality.
And of course, I didn't buy the phone, so I didn't have insurance on it. I didn't have anything. I have no option to fix it. And of course, they, like, the second I said, like, dude, I'm sorry, this thing literally dropped once. There's no external damage. Literally, the glue on the screen was so weak, it just flew off. And, like, no, they didn't say, like, oh, well, that sucks, let's send you a new one, can you send us the parts back? Nothing. They were just like, this guy, he's dumb. It hurt. Because that dual screen phone was the best thing that's ever happened to me. I am not kidding. Like, every phone should have multiple screens. So I'm gonna probably get a Z Fold 3. I don't want to spend $1,800 on a phone, but I use my phone. You don't want to know what my watch time statistics on the iPhone are. They're very high. I had a Z Fold 2 for 9 months. Love it, no issues. Thank you so much for that, Alexia. Like, that means a lot, because I know the Z Fold 3 is kind of better in every way, so I'm kind of hyped. You don't seem to have an opinion on it.
I never played with a flippy.
Yeah, neither have I.
But,
I mean, see, I'm looking at your phone, I'm like, maybe I want to get like an S Ultra 21.
My freaking lock screen.
That's great. I'm still rocking my S7 Active. That's hardcore nerdy. I use my phone a hell of a lot. I always basically have to have a good one. The problem is, this phone is also, like, compared to the Chinese, the Red Magic 3, this phone feels worse in, like, every single way. I don't know what it is about the iPhone. It's supposed to be technically better in, like, every single category. The cameras are awesome, but the problem I have with the cameras is, like, oh, they have all the stabilization, all this cool features and stuff, and yet when I open up Instagram, all that shit just disappears. Yeah. It's nowhere to be seen. It looks like I have freaking Parkinson's trying to record a video for Instagram. I don't know why, but apparently that's a common problem with social media stuff and iPhone. I don't get it. So I'm looking at phones that are Android phones with good cameras, and of course I'm landing on Samsung. Do I care about Samsung? Not really. But I also kind of want to flip out phones so I can have, like, the big old screen and have 2 apps going, so I could be playing a game on one side and watching YouTube on the other, and that will just make my life better.
I wonder how that would affect battery life.
Oh, I'm sure it's horrible, but I don't really care.
Yeah, I mean, it's still nice.
If I'm in my car or I'm just walking around or waiting for something, I'm not going to fold open the phone. There's no reason. But it has a full normal screen on the outside, too. So, and the other thing is that other screen is, like, an inch shorter. So, like, I can't, I physically can't reach that, but that's why they made that, like, candy bar shaped.
Oh, yeah, like, if I hold this comfortably, same here.
Yeah,
I
and
have to go like this.
And
pretty
it
much.
seems stupid to have a phone that's narrow like that, but you can reach, well, not up and you have to slide your hand up
you
and
can
down.
actually cradle it.
Yeah.
And yeah, because like that's as far as I can reach.
So like that's like 2 phones in one, or a phone and a tablet. I don't own a tablet either. And on Android, I can do everything. So my plan is to get even if I don't fix the internet, my plan is to get an Android phone because while I don't have 5G at my house, I can sit at Starbucks on 5G and it's like literally 30 times faster than their Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So I can upload videos through that. So like the worst case scenario is I'm only stuck doing like the very limited uploads until like next week. I've got the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Yeah, that's what I have here. And honestly, like if I had a Mac, like holy shit, if I had a Mac, it'd be so easy to like edit everything in iMovie and airdrop it to my iPhone and then take it to Starbucks and upload. It'd be great. Or I don't even have to go to, you know what I mean? But I can't do basic stuff. Like, and I'm sure somebody's be like, just jailbreak it and download this iOS Drive app and I shouldn't have to go jump through 30 hoops. That's not gonna work as good as Android. Be like, yo, you wanna download this extremely bad virus for Windows just because? Bruh, I'm not gonna stop you. It'll tell you like, hey, this is a really bad file to download. Download anyway. You. iPhones they don't let you do that. You can't even sideload anything on an iPhone. They literally will not let you do it. And that's like one of those things where it's like, I don't really care. I honestly don't care that I can't sideload apps. I didn't really do it that much on a normal Android phone. But like in this situation, it's like, oh my God, can I seriously just download a zip file, please? Hate it. I mean, you got me. I'm a Mac. See? Yeah. I missed editing in Final Cut. Like, I started my channel on an iPhone 5S. iPhone 5S using iMovie. And it worked great.
I used 3D printed rail adapters to combine a Persis, a Worker Phoenix, and a little Rocket Knockout. It's heavy as hell, especially with a 300 round hopper on the Persis, but I love it. What else should I attach to it?
I want photos, first off.
You were so preoccupied with whether you could, you never stopped to ask yourself if you should. I mean, you do whatever you want. I mean, I made the Chimera Strike, but I don't think it needs anything else. If I want to be super sarcastic, add a Mega Blaster to it. No, Macs would even be worse. Trust me, I've owned 5 different Macs, and the only reason I upgraded from them was I found out I hated all of them. I mean, it's one of those. Honestly, for like the work I do, I should have a Mac. I'm not going to, but I should. I know for a fact that video editing on a Mac is generally way nicer. But I also don't want to deal with, oh, you downloaded a GIF image and you want to load that into iMovie? You can't do that. That's against Apple's code of ethics. Have you seen Kamen Rider Revice? I've seen 1 episode. I actually meant to watch more Revice with him because I wanted him to experience it. And I wanted to kind of experience it at the same time. And we just haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
I'll watch more of it.
Is it on like YouTube or something, or we have to like?
It's a streaming. You have to go to a website, but yeah, streaming. Not technically legal, but if they would just make a website like Hulu that had Kamen Rider on it, I would pay $10, $15 a month. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'd love to. I'd buy hundreds of dollars of the toys. I wouldn't mind paying $15 a month to watch whatever series I want legally, but no, they won't do that because Japan's dumb. You should try Adobe Premiere. I have been told that, however, I really like Vegas. I'm not switching off Vegas right now. Especially with Vegas 19. Now, I'm really glad right now that I don't have Vegas 19, because Vegas 19 is a subscription that requires an internet connection. I have Vegas 18, and I paid money for that. And you know what? It works really good. Vegas 19, better probably every single way. But I'm really glad that I don't have Vegas 19 right now, because I wouldn't be able to edit videos, and that would suck.
Yeah, I have 17, and it seems pretty...
There are things I don't like about Vegas, but it's like things that I got used to. And also, the real thing about Vegas, that like you may not like Vegas, but like if you have Vegas effects, that changed my workflow so freaking much. Like one of the reasons why my videos have been arguably better and for me way easier doing hit markers. You guys have no idea how labor intensive it was to put a single hit marker. Every single one of them would take me anywhere from like 30 seconds to like a minute and a half. And sometimes I just like, I do something in front of the timeline and accidentally screw everything up farther down the timeline because I accidentally had automatic move on. I don't have to worry about that with Vegas Effects because I can literally grab the footage, drag it into my timeline on Vegas 18, right-click it, hit edit in Vegas Effects, and Vegas Effects is basically the same thing that HitFilm was. HitFilm, really good editing program in my opinion. I've heard DaVinci Resolve is better, but I started with HitFilm and I liked it enough to buy HitFilm Pro, and I think HitFilm Pro is also like, it's stupidly good for the price. Very good. Vegas 18 had a bunch of stuff that it's like, or I've been using Vegas since 14, but like Vegas was always missing something. It's like, you want to add a picture to your timeline in Vegas. Okay, you drag and drop it into a timeline. You want to resize that picture? Well, you got to go to the timeline. You can usually zoom in a little bit because the button doesn't show up unless you're zoomed in enough. Click a button, which brings up a white window with a frame on it, and that's how you basically put the picture where the frame is. Instead of like every single other program I've ever edited with, where you can just like add it to the timeline and it shows up in your video preview, and then you can click the picture and drag it on the video preview and get it exactly where you want, no second guessing. Instead of grabbing the thing in the window and then looking over here at the other side where the video preview is, being like, yeah, kind of like that. That sucks. Adding text is a nightmare. Like just doing basic text. You have to hit media generator and go to like title, text title, drag it onto your timeline, brings up a window, start typing, but there's like it takes forever because it's like super slow, even with a godlike computer, to add basic text to it. And then you have to try to resize it, but you can't just resize it. You have to do the same thing I was talking about before, and it's annoying. And then you just right click and edit in Vegas FX, and holy crap, it's lightning fast and does all that stuff exactly the way I want it. And the funniest part is I just hit save and then I just tab back into Vegas 18 and it's already there. It's already done. So like doing thumbnails, or not thumbnails, doing hit markers takes me like 5 minutes. It's so quick and easy in Vegas Effects. It's not even funny. But in doing it in Vegas, like just edit, it sucks. There's also Vegas Image, which I guess is like the Photoshop for Vegas. So you can like technically draw on frames and stuff like that and animate stuff. I haven't really played with it a whole lot, to be perfectly honest. So I'm all in on Vegas. I know a lot of people are like, Adobe Resolve, Adobe. The problem is that while it may be better, it's like technically a Dvorak keyboard is better than QWERTY apparently. Good luck convincing somebody that's been using QWERTY for the last 20 something years to switch to and learn a brand new keyboard layout. And also, how effective is that actually going to be? Because everywhere I go for every single thing I do, I'm going to find a QWERTY keyboard. It's like making a really crappy build in a video game where it's like, yeah, well, in this one specific instance, this build rocks. But 9 times out of 10, I'm going to lose because it's not going to be able to do the things that I need it to do.
Yeah.
I say that as somebody who always does that one, like, super niche build that's, like, really good when everything works out.
Wigglytuff.
Dude, my Wigglytuff's wrecking face right now.
Yeah.
I actually never expected that Wigglytuff to be that good. I keep having this joke because my Wigglytuff knows Fire Punch, Drain Punch, Work Up, and it's gonna know Dazzling Gleam, but right now it knows Play Rough.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, well, I can throw out this metal thing that's strong against fairy type. Why did that Wigglytuff just fire punch? Oh, God. And then Wigglytuff one-shots your Doublade or whatever you want to put out in front of it. God help your soul. Oh, I'm going to throw out this thing that's like, oh, it's the fairy type. I'm going to use fighting. I guess fairy type's actually resistant to fighting, but
yeah.
My tanky, super tankly God Wigglytuff can drain punch your ass. And so it's like, oh, Wigglytuff's kind of tanky. And then it just drain punched me. So it did a bunch of damage and then healed all that damage. Problem. But I have ran into, if I'm fighting other fairy types, they tend to give me somewhat of an issue. Which we could fix if we used Gyro Ball or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah. To each their own. I use Premiere and Resolve for different things. They all have their strengths and weaknesses. I know DaVinci Resolve is a very similar thing to Premiere. And, I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things like it's I think you're completely right. It's like it's to each their own kind of thing. I'm so far into Vegas, I've learned all the controls, I've learned how to do all my things, I have all my hotkeys set up just the way I need them to be. I don't feel like it's worth me learning a new thing. We'll find out. Also, I'm pretty sure Vegas is cheaper than Adobe Premiere. I'm not entirely certain on that. I also don't really like Adobe as a company. I really don't. The longest Nerf blaster out there is a Fortnite. What? When did I say the Fortnite? When did I say longest Nerf blaster? Was I talking about longest Nerf blaster?
No, I think you're just saying something. It says in the box, I think.
It says longest Fortnite Nerf blaster. It does
okay,
not say longest Nerf blaster.
Yeah, because that's still... Is that this? That's not the Centurion. That's the one past
Say
it,
Thunderhawk.
Right? Oh, yeah. Is it Thunderhawk?
I mean...
I'm trying to remember which one technically is...
It's gonna be something dumb like that.
Yeah.
It could be the Thunderhawk.
It might. Yeah, I don't remember.
What is the longest Nerf blaster right now? What is the longest Nerf blaster? Now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, what was the last claimed longest Nerf blaster?
Yeah, because I think a long shot with the front gun, is that still longer than the Centurion or not?
No way.
It isn't? Okay.
No way.
Then, so it goes long shot to...
Mando blaster is the longest? That might be true.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but it's like, it's the longest blaster with 3.5 feet of faux barrel.
Yeah.
People are saying the Thunderhawk.
Okay, yeah, so Thunderhawk right now, but probably the Mando blaster.
I think, I'm pretty sure I either gave like Barrett, or maybe it was Rivet. I may have given them my, my Thunderhawk. I don't think I own one anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I thrifted that, what do you call it? The Judge.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I'm sitting there looking at it, standing in Goodwill in the toilet, like the man-child I am, looking at it like, I don't have another one of these. The only one I ever had, I modded.
Mm.
So I kind of want one for just, like, having one stock. Because I know there's been videos where it's like, I wish I had the Judge right now. But, did I want to spend $20 on that Judge? No, but also, like, shipping would be more than $20. It's like, oh, welcome, I'll send you mine if you pay shipping. Like, the shipping's going to be more than $20. So I bought one. I bought it. Everybody keeps saying Thunderhawk is the longest. Yeah, slap him on the table, boys. Let's see who's got the biggest. It's kind of weird that Nerf's always competing with itself for that one.
Yeah.
I mean, if we ever get to the point where it's like... I mean, we're never going to get to that point. Well, it's hypothetically, if I could start paying you to do videos, like, I would rather have, like, Vegas 19 be the standard. Because it's like, what, $30 a month? And, like, for me to just pay $30 a month to have you have the same editing software I use. Like, that's why I think Vegas 18... Vegas Premiere does the same thing, so I don't really know why, but...
Yeah.
I'm newish to modding and need your opinion. Should I get a 25C LiPo or a 35C? What's the difference? So the higher the C is, the higher the discharge rate. I'm not a frickin' scientist. I don't pretend to know everything, but this is the roundabout way that my brain has rationalized it. It's a higher discharge rate. So theoretically, the higher the C rating, the faster it dumps whatever voltage energy it has. So for the purposes of our hobby, generally a higher C rating is good. That's why people typically use the Turnigy graphenes, and they've advanced to... I don't remember what happened after the graphene, the green one. But then they also went to the... Well, the Bolt is the newest ones that last time I bought LiPos.
I think I have a green one right here.
The Bolts are like, I think they go like 70 to 135C or something like that. And like those are typically like flywheels want that energy quick, man.
Oh, it's still a graphene, but this little guy.
There's a little fella over here.
Little fella right here.
Oh, this is adorable! Where the hell did you get this?
Probably Amazon. If I look it up later, I can
Does this fit in the pew pew?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Actually, hold on. Where's
This would have been great for the...
the one seal one I grabbed? Hold on.
I'm gonna have to look to see if I can, because this seems like it'd be great for like the Hurricane and stuff like that.
I think that's why I bought it, for the Hurricane.
Probably. Talk about a blaster that's still really good, but nobody uses them.
It's a little bit, mostly because of the cables.
Oh yeah, but this one has the... Yeah. I need to get one of these.
Yeah.
850 milliamp hours, 75C, 3S LiPo, that big.
Yeah, and those are on Amazon Prime.
For like 14 bucks.
Wrong
Oh
box.
yeah. Is it easy possible to prime a Retaliator with a 12 kg spring? Are you talking a Retaliator with a 12 kg spring? So if you're talking about stock Retaliator internals, I'm not going to say it's easy. It's not that hard. The thing that's going to fight against you is that everything in that Retaliator is going to flex under that load. If it's like you had a metal bolt sled and everything like that, it would be extremely easy in my opinion. But, especially if it's pump action. But if you don't have any of that and you're just like slapping it in there with a plastic bolt sled, plastic bolt, everything like that, it's not going to be easy because everything's going to be flexing and fighting against you.
And
love you, Perry. Have a good night. Thank you very much for stopping in. I really appreciate it.
Bye, Perry. Another thing about it is the plunger tube, like the air volume to weight of the spring. It's like not optimal. Like on a stock breech, even if you were to go for like, even if you put a pusher breech with the stock size plunger tube, it's not worth it. Like it tops out like 7 kg is about as much power you can get from it. But if you have an expanded plunger tube, then you could go 12, and then even like the Prophecy long boy springs.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to put like an expanded plunger tube in a stock Retaliator. I'd probably rather put it in a Prophecy at that point.
Exactly. The Stormtrooper Rampage thing has a 7K spring in it. And it hits like 140 or 130.
That's pretty creaky. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 7K is about like stock internals in my opinion. Because they make like 9 kilogram Retaliator springs, but like I don't trust those.
Isn't like 12 one of the max, I think, for a Retaliator? That's like
Pretty
the highest
much.
I've seen.
Yeah, because I threw one in my Mediator and it worked, but like after I put a 7K, it was like the same thing. I'm like, oh, alright. So this was like back when I was still like learning how to do Springer as well.
Have you seen or gotten your hands on the lever action kit for the Rifle Takedown? So, Silver Fox Industries is the exclusive North American distributor for the Rifle Takedown lever action kit. I got my hands on one back in August to play with. It was the one that Silver Fox built themselves. And when they went up for sale last month, about the 20th, I think, is when they went on sale, I bought one the minute they came out. It's funny enough, Ryan from Silver Fox Industries contacted me today saying they were planning on dropping off my kit to me, but unfortunately it was like the one day I'm not home because I'm at Luchathor's house.
Hi.
So I don't know if you want to, we'll talk about it later.
I'll be down.
But like either way, I'm going to hopefully get my hands on it tomorrow. So I'll have a video up sometime this week because I was very impressed with what I played with. Free Nitro? Should be dropping that off in the Discord server, McDoyle, not in the YouTube chat, because the YouTube mother effers aren't gonna give back to the community. They're gonna go take the Nitro and then go to their own servers. Love you though. Talk about somebody who really supports the community. It's frickin' McDoyle. Thank you, Dylan. I'm sorry the videos have been slow. I don't have internet at my house, but it looks like that's gonna be fixed. It's an experiment. Ooh, I do like myself some experiments. My fat body. Have I mentioned I don't like your mouse? I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I love you, but when it's Christmas, I will buy a 3D printer for making Nerf stuff. Excellent idea. And I will make a stock for my SMGE because in my shitty country, there's no more blasters than the Fortnite pistol SMGE Triad Jolt. That's fine. I think if you're into this hobby and you want a reason to be even more into the hobby, a 3D printer is a phenomenal investment. They're not free, but they are pretty inexpensive in my opinion. And I say that like if you're a 10-year-old kid, obviously it's without your reach, although you could definitely convince your parents that you should buy a 3D printer because it's STEM and you're learning and all that kind of stuff. And honestly, that's a useful skill to have.
Yeah.
I wonder, honestly, how many people could get a job just knowing how to operate a 3D printer, let alone being proficient at operating 3D printers. I myself, I'm pretty middle. I kind of know my way around a printer, but I still have my issues here or there. For example, my CR10 Smart right now, I finally got that sucker working, and it was when the internet went out. I was literally working on the printer when the internet cut out. And so I had the printer preheating up to 220C, so I could swap in the nylon filament to do a cleaning. And then the internet went out, and then my life fell apart, and I was talking to people on phone, trying to organize stuff, trying to get stuff done, worried about a whole bunch of other things. I completely forgot I left my printer preheating at 220 degrees C. And I don't think I went back up to the studio for like 3 days. So the poor filament that was already in the printer ruined my hot end. I can still get it to, I've cleaned it out in a way. Like I ran the needle through it and everything like that. I got it free, but it's like, I don't know if it's like, it has a chamber and then it knocks down into the hot end, which has obviously a little pinhole that squirts out plastic. It's like the area above the nozzle curves downwards, and then the nozzle curves down even more. And that area where it kind of slopes down into the nozzle, I can feed plastic and it all melts, and even though I run the needle through from the top of it, if I take out the bone and tube and run the needle through, I can see it come through the printer, and if I take it out and run it through the other way, I can see the needle go through there. But when I run plastic through it, it just jams. And I don't know why. But like one of the times it jammed, I'm like, how are you jammed? I'm still pushing the needle through. So where's all the plastic I just melted? I have no clue what's going on. I grabbed the fat end of the needle, which is typically the part you grab. It's like coiled steel or whatever it is. And I kind of put it through the end, I was packing down the melted plastic and squirting it out the hot end. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix that without taking the entire thing apart, which I don't want to do, because if you know anything about the CR10 Smart, it's got that pressure sensitive spring nozzle, which is not something I want to mess with. I don't even want to swap the nozzle on the printer, but I can. Anyway, point is, it's not printing, but I can kind of melt plastic through it, and I'm tamping down. I tried to clean it out the best I could, and I'm like, okay, it's good. Shove the Bowden tube, try to run plastic, same problem. It just won't extrude. It will melt the plastic. You can feel it melting the plastic as you're running filament through, but nothing comes out the end. So, I ordered new Bowden tube, and I have a nozzle waiting, and I'll have to just fix that. So you're heating the studio with 3D printers. I wish that worked, but it don't. The worst part about the 3D printers in the cold, when the temperature gets as low as it is, it's really hard for the printer to maintain heat. And that leads to a lot of what's called an abnormal temperature error, because it fluctuates more than it should, and that airs out the printer. So when it's as cold as it is, I'm having a lot of problems with the printer not getting up to temperature, or just giving me an error and shutting down. Sounds like you need to swap your Bowden tube and nozzle. It's exactly what I did. So literally in my car, as I was leaving to go to his house, I picked up my package, which is Capricorn tubing. And then it came with 3 nozzles, so I have extra nozzle. They all look to be the same size. So I'll swap out the nozzle. I've done, a couple hundred hours of printing on it anyway, so I probably can. The issue is that I don't know what nozzle type it is, because it's not the same nozzle type that's on every other printer I own, which are all Creality printers. It's some different thread of nozzle, so I can't easily get a good hardened steel nozzle for it. Have you thought about making an enclosure? Yes. The issue with the enclosure is that for a CR10, it is a massive printer, and enclosures for that are not cheap at all. If I can just figure out I think I just need to buy a new the threaded rod or whatever. Maybe Valor can help me find one, but that's apparently the only issue that I'm having with my Ender 3 Pro, and I'll just give it to you.
Oh, okay.
Because it's a tiny printer you can easily have in here, and it will still print basically any blaster you want it to, and it's really easy to operate. But like when I was printing with it before, it was giving me a weird banding effect. And what I think has happened is I opened up the door once, or Kelly opened it. Somebody, I'm assuming it was me, might have hit the door against the rod on the printer and bent it, so it doesn't go up and down as smoothly as it should. But I tried looking for that rod and I couldn't find one. Question for Wacom for the Discord server. Will you unban request to get unbanned from your Discord server? Flippy, I typically don't deal with that stuff because you're usually banned for a reason, and I don't think we've ever unbanned anyone that didn't immediately get banned again later. I honestly, like, there are moderators in the Discord channel that are here in the moderator of this thing, and they'll probably tell you the same thing. Like, I think every single person we've ever unbanned has been banned again relatively quickly. Z-Rod is what they are named. I tried looking for one for the Ender 3, and I couldn't find one. Are you getting a Prusa? I mean, I might in the future, but I kind of like having all my printers be the same thing. Prusas are way more bulletproof, but I think Creality makes it, like, people are cheap 3D printer, blah, blah, blah. Dr. Flux owns, like, a bunch of Prusas, and he swears by them, and his print quality is damn good. But it's like, it's not good enough to make me go, yeah, I need to get one of those. When my printer is like 1/4 the price. And with the CR10 Smart, I have like the build area of 4 Prusa Minis for the price of less than 1 Prusa Mini. And it does pretty much everything automatically. Like, as soon as that update dropped that fixed my printer issues, which was like September 10th, the CR10 Smart's been godlike. Have you tried a cold pull? Yes, I have tried a cold pull. It's not working. Nothing seems to work. I've done every trick I know of, Mimo. So literally what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take off the nozzle, and hopefully, I did this in my last printer, I'm gonna heat up the hot end, and I'm basically gonna take off the nozzle, I'm gonna take off the thing that holds the Bowden tube, like the little stopping nut washer, whatever you call it, the thing that grips it, bites into it. I'm gonna take that off. I'm gonna take the Bowden tube, and I'm literally gonna force it down the entire heat beak. And as far as I know, last time I did that, I'm trying to remember if I removed the entire something. Somebody's gonna like, that's not gonna work. But I remember cleaning out my printer by just shoving the Bowden tube all the way through it until it came out the other end of the heat beak. Because I think you can do that. And that's how I scraped all the stuff off the edges and got it cleaned. Is it just me, or is Nerf starting to make Nerf guns so hard to mod or repair to the point that you can't even fix their own blasters? That is one of the reasons why recently Nerf has felt so underwhelming. Because even if it was a bad blaster before, we always had hopes of modding them. But since they stopped using springs and started using like triggers with like plastic flanges that break off and stuff like that, and catch systems that use the same stuff, and they're gluing their blasters together and stuff like that, they're kind of killing our ability as a hobby to do the fun stuff with the blasters. So like when a blaster is like mediocre, it hurts because we can't push it over that edge anymore without really drastically doing a lot more work than what we want to do. I want to buy dueling pistols for me and my brother. What is your current fave non-Nerf model for this and actually in stock? Rooflex 6?
I want to buy dueling pistols for me and my
Reflex.
brother.
That's like
What is your current fave non-Nerf
Any
model
of the
for this
Zulu
that's actually in
pistols.
stock? Thanks
Ooh,
for your
those
wisdom.
kickbacks, what are they called? The knockbacks?
Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah.
Basically any of the Zuru pistols. Like pick your lot. Like really any of them. Even the micro hits like 80 FPS for what it is.
Oh yeah, you need one of these, right?
I mean, maybe. Not specifically right now, but thank you.
Okay.
I don't think I have one.
I had the dinosaur one, I just saw it.
Yeah, I would say any of the Zuru. I'm sure somebody's fanboying about like Busby. God damn it. Is just like, oh, Busby makes this great pistol and whatever. Actually, what was the cool little pistols you just bought?
Oh!
Those were actually pretty decent for basically no money.
Oh, and they're called the Dual Shot.
Thank you very much, Nathaviel. Oh, god damn it. So these things, just ignore the bottom one that he taped to it. It's a 3-shot T-pull, hits like 70, 80 FPS. It's not the most comfortable thing ever, but it's not bad. And I think a 2-pack was like, what, $7, $8, something like that? And like, that's perfectly fine for a dueling pistol.
Yeah, and it's on the name.
That slingshot is hot garbage. Yes, it is literally one of the worst blasters that you could buy.
Thanks for the content.
Jank, any thoughts on gel ball blasters? So, in my experience, I had I never did a video on it. I feel kind of bad about it. I had the splatter shot, and then I had obviously the one video on my channel of a gel ball shooter. I think the prices of them are pretty crazy cheap, especially for what you get. And the ammo is honestly not terrible. Accuracy on both the models that I've played with, I haven't played with a high-end model or anything like that, but accuracy's a bit sus. Like, it's not great, but it's still usable, and some shots do go straight. I think the biggest problem with gel balls, I don't know, like, the way that you go around this, but soaking ammo for, like, 2 or 3 hours before you can play, and I don't know if you can just leave ammo soaking for weeks or months at a time, that sucks. The ammo is cheap. It is technically biodegradable, although I don't think it's good for like birds and stuff to eat. I assume that kills animals, but I also don't think that's a huge problem. And it's weird because gel balls really straddle this line between hyper-realistic functioning, almost airsoft quality things, and then absolutely bonkers, ludicrous, stupid designs that nobody would ever want except for somebody who does NERF. I think gel balls are pretty okay. I also think it's kind of fun because you can customize like the ammo. Like you can, oh, I'm going to buy gel balls and add a little bit of food coloring and have different colored gel balls because that's what I want to do. Like there's some fun to be had, but the problem I have from my standpoint, my personal standpoint, I have the same problem with gel balls that I have with paintball and airsoft, and that is ammo and magazine capacity. Even if you have mil-sim magazines for airsoft, let's say you have you have this gigantic AR-15 with realistic magazines that are literally one-to-one identical with a real steel firearm, and it only holds 30 rounds like a real steel firearm. But it holds 30 of these tiny little, 6mm BBs or 8mm, whatever. I have a really good airsoft sniper that I'm going to do a video on in the future. But anyway, point is, you have this massive magazine that only holds 30 rounds because you arbitrarily only want it to hold 30 rounds. And even if you're trying to convince me that's okay, you're going to have a pen on you with hundreds of rounds in it that will fill that magazine and pull the mag, click, 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 put it back in, 30 rounds, done. And also, you could have the same gun, airsoft gun, with a 400 round magazine that's the same size as the one that only holds 30. And also, you can hold hundreds of thousands of rounds on you. That's my problem with airsoft. That's why I personally don't find airsoft fun. Paintball is lesser to an extent, but, .68 caliber paintballs and pods all over your body that you just dump into a hopper, and you have hoppers that are specifically made to be as fast and smoothly feeding as possible. I do know there are the airsoft or the paintball rounds that have like the rifling and stuff on them that you feed into magazines, but I know those are not common, and I also know those are monstrously more expensive to run and to feed than normal paintball. And it's basically like the same thing as airsoft at that point. And gel ball is kind of the same way. Like, your magazine will hold hundreds of rounds. And if you find that fun, go for it. But guess who already said they absolutely hate assault rifles in video games for the same reason? Yes, you can. Everybody, we're doing mil-sim caps. You can only have the realistic magazine capacity of the weapon that you have. And if you're already doing nothing but mil-sim airsoft, I honestly don't know how much non-mil-sim airsoft there is. I do know they make, I've seen, the Halo assault rifle. I've seen, that doesn't count. I was going to say the Gun Gale Online, the pink P90 and the pistol, the Vorpal Bunny. And, Gears of War Lancer, I've seen that. I've seen, the minigun and stuff, too, that Evike sells. But I don't know how much just straight-up fantasy, fun airsoft there is. Unless you build it yourself. You can build your own airsoft, gun, Because you can take the internals out and put it into basically anything, kind of like NERF. Not to the same degree, but that's why, you know, a lot of people, and I know they've probably been in the comment section poking into, you know, vote the video and make fun of me and move on. I have more than enough money to buy whatever the hell I want when it comes to airsoft or paintball or whatever thing that your brain tells you is more mature. Because me as a 31-year-old man really gives a crap about what you feel is more mature. Because somebody else told you, oh, NERF is for kids, you should play airsoft. Fun fact, go to an airsoft field, most of the people playing are kids. Go buy Call of Duty, most of the people playing are kids. You're not fooling anyone. And when you get to be an adult, you don't really give a crap, because I still drive cars, I still pay my taxes, I do everything that an adult should. Maybe I don't own property I rent right now, but whatever, like I do everything else, and I happen to like NERF. And the reasons why I like NERF are, one, magazines and stuff, like, it's way harder to have hundreds of rounds on you in NERF. In fact, a couple of things that can do that, Hyper, Rival, they have drastic limitations, and the ammo is still massive. You have to basically have a backpack on you. There are downsides to that. But my favorite part is the fact that, like, most of you haven't experienced it. If you haven't, I'm gonna do it. Obviously, you can tell I've been thinking about this for a while because I have a video planned. It is so much more satisfying to shoot a foam dart and hit a target than it is to do it with an airsoft round. Because I can't, the only reason why I haven't done the video that I'm planning on doing is because I lost my jar of like the 0.38 or 0.36 gram 8mm or 6mm BBs, the really nice ones.
Yeah.
I can nail a bullseye every single time with that. But it's not satisfying at all.
Yeah, when you shoot it, you don't know it goes off until you hit something.
Well, you can get
Or
like
hear it.
blowback and do all that stupid crap, but
Oh yeah, but
it also oh, I have a pistol, it shoots a 6mm BB. I have an assault rifle, it shoots a 6mm BB. I have a shotgun, it shoots lots of 6mm BBs. And NERF is kind of the same way, but at the same time, we also have a wide variety of ammo types, and the funniest part about that is Airsoft uses a lot of NERF ammo types, like Mega. Probably, I know for a fact they use demolisher rockets in a lot of things.
yeah.
There's so many ways that NERF is more, like, I personally like fighting the ammo. Even the best darts in the hobby right now, if you want to go, like, AF Pros are the best. They're the gold standard of NERF darts. They are never 100% accurate, ever.
Yeah.
Like, you can have it dialed into a T. You can have the most polished, greased up, waxed barrel, the most expensive blaster in existence. It is never, even if you put it in a rig, the ammo has too many deviations. The blaster is going to have too many deviations. It's never 100% accurate, but it's usually, you can get it to be accurate enough that it's fun.
Yeah.
And it's super satisfying, especially when you're arcing shots. That's one of the things that I personally am addicted to. With my Boomco pistol, where it's like people were using caliburns and I'm like sitting in the back behind a tree and I peek around the corner and basically shoot at like a 45-degree angle and watches the guy with the caliburn that's just racking off shots gets doinked in the side of the head by a falling dart. It felt so good. I like an airsoft guy just going, oh, look at that, the ball went exactly where my crosshair was. Unless you're at like frickin' 400 feet or something like that, then the hop up will make the ball go somewhere else or so. I don't know. Point is, like, airsoft, in my opinion, since I'm not really into milsim, doesn't really benefit me. And also, I think the milsim aspect is funny because NERF darts are more analog to, like, cartridges than a tiny BB is. And then people are gonna be like, oh, what about the airsoft AR-15 that has individual green gassed cartridges for every single shot? It's like, yeah, how many people actually, like, own those and play with them and can afford them? I'm not saying it's not a thing. I'm just saying, like, it's not a huge thing. Have a good night, McDoyle. Love you.
I keep forgetting. I should buy that Samurai Edge.
You really should.
Yeah.
But we have a video. I might just hop on frickin' Amazon and buy that ammo again.
Okay.
Because
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Later today, I'll do that and I'll buy that big dumb drum that's like 100 something. Just screw it.
I should get a sidearm too at some point. Oh, I wanted to get that That, like, what was that? It wasn't a Tech... No, maybe it was a Tech 9. That weird...
Yeah, it was some yeah.
Dude, I loved that thing.
Some weird Uzi-looking thingy. Oh, did I show you this, by the way? Ow.
Just pulls off your pants.
This, water bottle cozy.
Oh! Oh, that's so good.
It fits perfectly.
That's rad. It looks like a cut-up sock almost.
Yeah. It's meant to go over a water bottle, but... It's like that's a little unicorn throwing up.
Yeah, basically have to buy something like this. Or just go to the store. I'm literally in Tacoma. I should just drive to Black Ops Tactical and Lacey. Well, I guess that's in Lacey. That's like...
That's the opposite way.
Yeah, but I mean, that's like, what, 20 minutes? I don't know.
That's south.
I don't know. I'll have to find a I guess I could just buy it off Evike, but I'm tired of waiting so long for shipping.
Yeah. Yeah, that drum mag, if they still have them, it's gonna be on Evike. Because I think they're the only ones that carried it. But
if I bought it off Evike, I could buy that...
Buy what?
That, whatever that thing was called.
Oh. And then,
it's like $200, or it's like $150, but man, it's like the cool... I gotta find it.
Yeah.
What the hell was it called?
I don't remember, dude. It was like a tactical thingy.
Oh, man, chat. Oh, I gotta remember this now.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've shown it all. The guy from One Pieces.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, here, I'm talking about spending money I don't have on something I shouldn't buy. Voltor's like, here's $20, man, go for it! Despite the airsoft hate, I still love you. Look, I don't like these things. That doesn't mean I hate airsoft. And if I said hate airsoft, it's not like I'm looking at these airsoft assholes. God, screw them, they're dumb. I'm not like that. I know, like, there's a reason why people airsoft. It's just like, I can give you the reasons why I personally don't like it. And for some of you, you're like, well, those are stupid reasons. Fair enough, man. But there are legit reasons why, like, somebody in my position is like, why do I not do something that's way more popular? Well, I mean, if you want to be super cynical, the NERF community is way smaller, and that's the only reason why this fat ass could make it anywhere with a YouTube channel. Because if I was another gamer person, or if I was another airsofter, I'd be laughed off everywhere, even though I've seen airsofters that are big as me doing the same thing. NERF Firefly review? Yes, I have. We built it on stream 2 weeks ago. I just, again, don't have internet right now, and I'm kind of prioritizing things differently. Wolcom, did you put a Adventure Force V twin barrel onto a Mastodon in the background? Okay, this isn't my house. This is Luchathor's house.
Hi.
And also, it's a Scorpion barrel on a Centurion.
I'll grab it.
Hey, Zach! The man of the hour.
Oh, is that Arzak?
Yeah.
Oh, I found a couple extra Centurion barrels if he wants one.
And also, did you just hear that? It's Arzak now. You're in, man. That's how it goes.
So I'll just brainstorm him, but oh, oops, is that a Mega XL dart? Oh, how'd that get in there? Oh.
What are you doing, step barrel?
Oh no, is that oh no. So if you saw the Halloween episode, you know where this is going. That's pretty much the whole idea.
But then he found out that the Scorpion barrel fits on the end of that.
Yeah, it's a little
Can you
wobbly,
push it all the way down? It doesn't go all the way down?
It looks like I have to sand that out, but like if I push that, it's flush at it's flush at least, so I can like epoxy it later.
Yeah, it's
gonna take...
It's like...
It's close.
It might not.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, on the bright side, this piece works. Could have a breach in there. Have it go back to a Titan tank.
Drain blaster. Everyone's like, oh, drain blaster.
Yeah, but what I like about the Titan tank is that it's not going to kill the dart. That's my only concern.
We haven't killed one yet.
Yes.
Not for a lack of not trying. Well, we shot him out of freaking his, Zach has a drain blaster.
Oh yeah.
And it didn't die.
That include a spigot, though. I don't know how that would work with a spigot and this.
Obviously, there's more testing that needs to happen, Zach.
Yes.
Contraption Zach.
Yes.
Okay, what was that airsoft?
It was like, I think it was like a Tech 9 or something. It was something
It
random.
was called something else. It wasn't called a Tech 9. It was like a CQC something.
XQC?
No. Oh my god, Evike, I just want to look at all the things. Man. Oh, crap. I mean, it comes in pink. Damn it! Look at that, like...
Ew.
Yeah, but
I'm just kidding. Oh, that was cool.
Yeah, no, I like, kind of want one. Damn it!
Couldn't even pass it off. No, that's cool.
Comes in pink.
Damn it. Pretty and smart.
Oh, that looks pretty cool, too.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even hate that. You think I'd hate that? That looks kind of cool, too. Damn it. But I want to find the thing that I've actually held that I know I liked. I'm never going to find it.
So this is pretty good. But you don't taste watermelon. You haven't had one of these yet, huh?
No, I was kind of eyeing it when I was...
You want me to grab you one?
I got 2 open beers right now.
So?
It's fine. Yeah, grab me one, please.
All right.
I mean, if we're going to go out, I don't want to finish these beers right now anyway. My Titan fires them mint, but I got 2 shots out of my extreme marshmallow before I popped the Neg XL dart. Usually that means, Motion, that your barrel wasn't long enough. Is it cold? It is cold. I don't usually like green tea either, so this is going to be interesting.
Well, if you hate it, there's a garbage can.
Do you have Tums? This stuff usually gives me indigestion.
No, but we're going out later, so.
Okay.
Immediately just all over.
No, it's usually pretty acidic. I taste watermelon. It's very faint.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I mean, you could tell me that's raspberry and I'd probably still believe you.
Yeah.
That's not bad. You got a DAS on your Quest 2? That's what I got too. It's sweet.
That's his.
I brought it because I know you'd like it.
Yeah, I was playing, what was it, Resident Evil 4, and it's really fun. So I was, like, in my free time, I would play 4, and, like, I was practicing speedrunning, and then I tried to apply it to VR, and it doesn't.
Dat Furry Femboy donated $6 and didn't say anything. Well, hats off to you, Dat Furry Femboy. Thank you very much for the 6 nuggets. Oh, Deluxe Audios drop is nice. Yes, yes it is. There's a reason why I did that. Echo 1 GAT!
It scared me.
I'm really good at doing that.
Yeah.
It's called the GAT.
Oh, didn't we make a joke, like, Get Out of Hell or whatever, like that game?
I think we just started talking about how much we loved GAT Out of Hell.
Yeah, I think that's why. We're like, oh, it's like the...
Okay, so I typed in GAT. The first thing...
Sorry, he meant to say hi.
Who? Oh, sorry, I meant to say hi. Well, hello, that furry femboy. The first thing is a really expensive shotgun. Like, holy ballsack. Then it's a topper for an airsoft AEG SMG. And then it's an Echo one. That's the magazine, I think, for it. And then it's NERF. We got the dual strike. You can still buy dual strikes. We got ghoul grinders. We got nail biters. And there it is. It's out of stock. No.
I guess we can talk to, like, email, call. If you know it, is that one the one you want? Was it? That was the one you wanted?
No, it's out of stock.
But yeah, hit up your boys. Maybe they have it in stock.
Yeah.
God.
It's that thing. It's all metal. It's really pretty. It's AG. I really liked it. Damn.
So I don't know if you guys can see. I think it's a little bit out, but Resident Evil 3.
No, they can't see anything.
Wall tapestry. Yeah, I want a samurai edge.
What's your favorite zombie strike blaster? Mine's the hammer shot. Sledgefire.
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Sledgefire. Oh, you put your hammer shot now. Sledgefire.
Oh yeah, I'm not a fan of the Sledgefire, to be honest. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I know you and Brett love them a lot.
I haven't even had a good sledge fire. That's the scariest part. Like, I always envied Brett's sledge fire.
Yeah, crap. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna say the. I'm sorry. I'm only gonna say hammer shot because that was like the first mod I like really did.
Apologize to
sorry.
Me. Everybody loves the hammer shot.
He's gonna hit me.
No, I really like the sledge fire.
Yeah.
And there's not enough of the sledge fire. Like, they've never reshelled the sledge fire, I don't think, which is really freaking bizarre to me. Got a Jeff for 9 just popped in to say hi. Also, sledge fires are awesome. Have a good night, Zach. Love you. Hope to see you again soon. Let me know when your schedule opens up. Miss you. And have a great night. Sorry my name is sticking up there. That's because you're the last donation. That's why your name sticks up there. It's so you get your due diligence, your due reward. No, sorry. Best zombie strike blaster is obviously the long shot.
Oh god.
And that's where I literally grab you, because I imagine you being like 5'5" and like 140 pounds, and just grabbing you by the leg and whipping you off the side of a building, as somebody of my girth would be able to do.
Well, if we're taking that into consideration, I guess that cool like zombie strike green Magnus would probably be my favorite then, if I had to pick.
I don't have the zombie strike rough cuts.
Oh, those are a thing.
Oh no. I'm almost certain I don't have the zombie strike rough cuts. And they're probably really expensive.
Yeah.
Thank you, Von Bonat. Wait, it might be stupid, but can a hammer shot take a K26? Not only does that not work, I think it'd be a downgrade. The hammer shot has a really stout spring.
Yeah. It takes a really thin, or like small diameter spring.
I mean, the hammer shot's amazing because it's like a reverse lever action. It's crazy. Hope you hit 1 mil by 2024. Also, hi. I have a bet going that I have to hit 1 mil for a certain time. And if I do, I'm getting a free car. Whatever I want, I was told. And this person is good for it. The Wrathbolt. Wrathbolt's pretty good. It's like the only good Nerf arrow shooter. Gotta do a whole video on that. Maybe I did. Did I already do that video? Because I was definitely going to do it. No, I'm almost certain I didn't do it. Like, we need to do like the worst Nerf ammo type. And everyone's like, ballistic balls? Bungee balls? Nope, it's the Nerf arrows. Because I don't think there was like a single good use for those. Or a single good compelling blaster for them. My mom loves the Nightmare Before Christmas, so she would love your shirt. It's like, man, he has a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas merch around.
Yeah.
Big fan. Hey, Erwin. Do you like the sling fire? Not really. Like,
no.
It like the original sling fire they showed, like the prototype, looked so much cooler.
I'll be right back. My mom asked me something.
So ow, my mom asked me something, and I just saw what he grabbed. I'm like, oh god, am I safe?
Hey, you're good.
Okay. He's grabbing the big guns. I may have a couple of rough cuts I can send your way. I'll let you know how in Discord when I get home to check. I don't have the two from You didn't just grab a round, did you?
No. Shot glass.
I'm very confused what's going on.
Tell you about it later.
Yo, Walcom, I have a Air Max 10, but it's
really?
yellow? I don't think I've seen a yellow Air Max 10. I've seen a blue one, and I've seen the gray one. Do you think you'll get a resin printer? Yes. And if I do, it'll be whatever resin printer I find that I like. New pants. They're a little bit tighter than my old ones. It's not very comfortable to sit here with them like that. That's why I'm adjusting my pant line. AirTech 2000 Liquitron, worth modding? 2000s are fun. The little tanks in those can can pack a punch.
All right, sorry.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Yeah, my mom texted me, I'll be back, and grab the big thing. And then you like walk in, you're like, oh, this. And I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
BLAM! What did you do? I'm sorry, I had to put the dog down. It was infected.
See, that's it.
Oh, it was just to show her, or did she want to show somebody that you had it?
Yeah.
Okay. Is your shirt is Adam Savage, Beavis Butthead? It's Adam and Jamie. It's both.
Yeah, it's a really good shirt.
I really like it. Hey, by the way, I'm 20 and I don't know how do I tip someone? Are you talking about like live stream? There's a link in the description of the live stream, or you can go to wallcom7.com and it'll show up on the screen. He uses PayPal. Any collabs with the Captain or Dr. Flux? Dr. Flux, definitely. Captain, probably not. We don't really talk much. Which sucks, because like I think every video we've ever done together is pretty rad. But yeah, we don't really get together or anything like that anymore. Hey, Wallcom, any possibility of reviving Tag back? I have dabbled. Obviously, I did the video on the Reaper. That did stupidly well. Bar none, the best viewed tag, well, not highest viewed, but like fastest, best viewed tag back I've ever done. There's a chance I will bring it back in the future. I just need to figure out a good way of doing it. And I have an idea, because hopefully I can just take what I did in that video and regurgitate it into a different video. Thoughts on Band Blasters most likely not hitting their goal? You never know. I mean, it's hard. Kickstarters, Indiegogos, and stuff are very difficult. Like, our community is only so big. We honestly don't have a huge community, but that doesn't mean that a company can't come in and pledge the rest of the money and get the thing going. Or they can't find an investor that would do the same thing. Like, that's all stuff that can very likely happen. People do, like, outside investing. I'm pretty sure Indiegogo lets you do that. The dude, $1. Thanks, the dude. I always just think of that part, like, where's the money, Lebowski? Where's the money? And he, like, lifts his head out of the toilet and says, I think it's down there somewhere. Just let me have another look. It's like, that's the funniest line in, like, any movie. It makes me smile every time I hear it.
Never seen it.
It's a weird movie. Honestly, I was watching it over the shoulder of my wife was watching it. I didn't realize that movie was as old as it was. I guess it came out like early 2000s, like 2001, maybe even late 90s. But it was like that one scene is very, very popular. Where's the money? But it's a lot funnier when you get that part where he's like, I think it's down there somewhere. Let me have another look. I have a NERF Power Clip DX100 with a gas tank and fast FPS. Well, Power Clip is just a mag strike without the removable clip. I don't know what you mean by gas tank and stuff, but... Hey, I loved your Tomahawk review. Would you make some new ones with this kind of direction? What was different about the Tomahawk review that you liked, sir, that I haven't done in other videos? I've been pretty happy with the way the reviews have been going. See, the thing, the issue that I've been balancing is trying to have, like, some of the best quality that we can have in the hobby, while also making sure that my videos don't take, 8 to 10 hours to edit. And I'll be perfectly honest, like, most of the videos I've done recently are, like, 4 to 6 hours total, from conception to filming to editing to uploading. There's never a moment that I'm not sitting there thinking about a video, but I do all of my videos essentially freehand. They're all improv. I obviously edit them, but they're all improv. That's something I think it was General Sam in his He's doing his, like, I think it was like 10 hours a slave or whatever, where he literally, he frames it that he was forced by the company that made Escape from Tarkov to stream Escape from Tarkov. Like, he didn't have a choice because they gave him the, you know, you can watch Twitch channels and, like, they have items that will drop for you, and then you just can claim that and give it to you in game. So you could watch a streamer play a video game and get items in the game for it. And he was talking about how, like, live content is dog crap. There's no love in live content. The soul is in the edit. It doesn't matter how bad the content is, you can edit it to make it good. And I do agree with that sentiment, because you can take almost any content and edit it down to make it whatever you want it to be. The Tomacom had to have a lot of illustrating clips while you talked. Oh, the reason why I haven't... That's actually easier on me. But a lot of people felt that it made the review seem disingenuous, which is why I stopped. I know what you're talking about. I did a lot of B-roll with voiceover, and I liked that. I actually really did. But people said it sounded like I was paid off, and it sounded like I was, doing a commercial more than I already was. And I've kind of just eliminated that, because that takes a lot of work, to be believed. Like, doing voiceover stuff isn't, like, easy. Especially, like I constantly having to, like, record. Like, the thing I don't know how to do in Vegas right now is, like, I can do Control-R, and that will automatically start a recording. To do that, I either have to be wearing headphones, which I normally don't do when I'm editing, or I have to mute my speakers and do the recording and then turn the speakers back on and check it. Either way sucks. But, like, if I mess up, if I flub or something like that, I have to, like, go to the timeline, delete that take. The problem is that take's still there. It doesn't delete the take from the computer, or it doesn't delete it from the media list. So I will, and when I'm doing, like, voiceover, I'll end up with, like, 45 clips when I only used 4 or 5 of them. It sucks. What shotgun is the best for price and power? Bar none, it's the Firefly. And I'll have a video on that soon as well. I've actually pretty much already filmed all the B-roll for that. Because I had to do accuracy testing, because this one will take a Scar barrel. Voiceover video, I'm certain if I sat there to think about it, I can do both and be pretty reasonably good. I did that a lot. Like, not so much recently, but over the summer, I did a lot of videos where I did the normal talky bits in front of the camera and then cut to voiceover, and it was like you could still get my immediate reactions and then get the stuff. But the reason why when I did it so hard with the Tomahawk video was because I filmed the video in the studio and it turned out to be dog crap. And so I kind of had to stitch together a working video when the audio on the footage was absolutely unusable. Now it's less of a problem. I have had issues, and it might still be present in this live stream. I have these microphones set to, like, the lowest volume they can record. The problem is that I am a boisterous frickin' coconut. I absolutely blow these things away with my powerful voice. And I apologize for that. So, like, my normal talking right now, I can see it. Like, I'm basically peaking the mic with every word I say. Now, when you talk...
What's up, fam? How's it going? I like chicken tendies.
Talk about how much you like goth girls or something.
Just sit on me.
See, like, he can't even hit the red.
Yeah, freaking. Yeah. TikTok is a blessing and a curse. That's all I have to say about that.
He's never had such a constant feed of goth girls before. It's okay. My Instagram, since I've done nothing but like cute pictures of anime girls, it gives me nothing but cute pictures of anime girls. So if I ever need like a boost in serotonin, I just look at my Instagram and go like, yeah.
Yeah.
Can actually I
what?
can prove this. Okay, well I got artist tips.
Okay.
And then sponsored. I don't actually know. This is probably a doll or something. There's Flux. Oh, cute anime girl, like that. 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 You see, I've trained the algorithm well. It is nothing but cute anime girls.
Yeah. Trying to see how long it takes. Because I get dumb stuff and goth girls. That's what I get.
So you gotta like every goth girl you see, and the dumb stuff, it's somebody you're following, you can't fix that, but...
Yeah.
When I first got Instagram, it showed me nothing but, like, Gundam stuff, and, like, landscape photos.
Oh, and cosplay girls.
That works. I want to craft a support class without using rival blasters, so I want to craft a loadout and help my team. Can you help me? Find out if your game will allow you to use shields, and I would work on crafting a really good shield, because that's, like, the best support you can do. I think shields, when they're properly done, as in you put effort into them, and you're probably not allowed to use a blaster with the shield.
Yeah.
When that's done, I think shields are, like, the most fun to play with in a game. Because for somebody like me, like, I can run short distances, I can sprint short distances. I don't have stamina. Obviously, I weigh more than, you know, most people on the field combined. But, like, I love blocking darts. I love, like, jumping in front, like, you know, jumping in front of somebody and putting the shield up and be like, stack on top of me. And so they can basically shoot over my shoulder, and I can, you know, oh, they're shooting for his head, and kind of just dink, dink, and have them return fire. Like, I got really good at it. It was the most fun I had. The problem is if you, like, every time there's a shield, it's some kid with a piece of cardboard, and you really just want to go. I used to carry, like, I'm an asshole. I used to go to Dart Wars, and there was a kids who'd make the cardboard shields, but my shield had a boffer, like just a machine gun. It's basically a poodle on a stick. And I'd grab that, and I'd always just bash their shield and break it. Because they always made it, like, my shield took me so, like, PVC, layered cardboard, foam, duct tape, like, you couldn't put an airsoft round through it. In fact, we should test that. I haven't actually shot my shield with the recent one. I haven't shot that with an airsoft round. I bet you it would survive. Because it's foam with that corrugated cardboard over that.
Is that like
with
the laminated stuff? Or just, oh, ooh, okay.
And it's
pretty
like,
good.
and that was like, because I was like, the first one was made out of, like, when we, like, would unpack a display at the store, like, oh, we got Apple product now, so we have to have an Apple display. And it's like, oh, these are, like, you know, $14,000 displays with all these really nice packaging, because they're meant to be, like, taken apart and put together and everything. Like, they have to look perfect. They can't get damaged anyway. The plexiglass or whatever gets scratched, it's worthless.
Yeah.
So we put those together. They had so much of that stuff on it. I always took it.
I've been tempted, that Dos Equis cardboard cutout I have, I've been tempted to put, like, polycarb sheets in front of it and, like, cut out the eye holes and make that a shield. I've been super tempted.
I haven't seen what you're talking about, but you talking about the Dos Equis guy? Do you have a life-size cardboard cutout of the Dos Equis guy?
The one good thing I got from Azteca.
I both love you and hate you so much. That is so freaking cool.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to begin.
But yeah, like, I
have the Beavis and Butthead one that Jake gave me.
Yeah. Oops. Sorry.
Actually made the lighting better, I think.
Oh, really?
Arguably, yes.
Okay. Oh, you want me to trim the color lights on for a little bit?
Ooh, you could.
Where's my phone at? Stupid, sexy Flanders.
Stupid, sexy Flanders.
Let me close that door to get rid of the background light. There.
Start raving.
There.
Why would you need to do that? I have no idea what you're talking about. He's freaking out over something. What happened to the Prometheus? Ooh, sexy.
So there's that one. Yeah, you have to do them separately because
it's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Cool.
I'd argue that made the lighting better.
Cool. Now for the chill stream.
It's after dark. What do you want to do for food? It's your place, so...
We could do anything.
Well,
I think
you're gonna have to choose because I don't know what the hell you have around here.
Oh, that's true. The easiest stuff to get is probably either McDonald's, Jack in the Box. Teriyaki's probably closed now because they close early.
Yeah, it's only 7:30. I just had teriyaki. As much as I
Okay.
love teriyaki, I literally had it last night.
Yeah.
I honestly, Jack in the Box doesn't even sound bad because when was the last time I had Jack in the Box? It's like when I lived in Chehalis. I don't think I've had Jack in the Box since I left Chehalis, but you gotta have something that I don't have anywhere near me.
Yeah, it's sorry.
It's 7:30 on a Saturday night. There has to be stuff open.
Yeah, there's Mexican restaurant right here too. There's.
I had taco truck recently too.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure then.
How good are you expecting the Worker Phoenix 2.0 to be with its screens and gizmos? I'm hoping really good. It's supposed to come out this month.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting about
Daddy
that.
Worker hasn't contacted me like, hey, do you want a free sample since you gave us all that publicity for free? Yes, Daddy Worker, please give me.
Dude, that teal one looks bussin'.
Bussin'.
Yeah, did I peek the mic that time?
Try it again.
Bussin'.
Yeah, you did.
Yes.
What's your best Nerf sniper? Well, for looks and performance and actual sniper action, it would be L-Chan.
For me, personally, the Swift is good now, but for a while it was my Lynx. Like, I had that fricker tuned in.
I mean, if we went that direction, it'd be my FN score. I went for something that was actually bolt action.
Whatever. I don't have a bolt action.
Yeah. I'm a head out. Have a good night, Simply. What video do you hate the most? All of them. I hate almost every video I upload, which is why it's so hard on me.
If we're going that route, probably my whole channel. I'm just kidding.
That I haven't uploaded in like 3 years.
Yeah. Going back to what you're saying about like that, what was it, like that drive and that motivation or loving stuff?
Yeah.
That's kind of why it's been taking me like so long. But luckily I have at least one video in the works. Yeah, that'll be fun. Oh, that's stupid. Did I show you that the Bumblebee shirt I ordered?
You told me about it.
Yeah.
You have a video.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
Hey, Wacom, what's your favorite Nerf gun? The Pew Pew. Pew to the pew. My comments aren't working. Your comments are working fine. The smoking jacket video was fantastic. See, whenever you have like a huge drive to do a video, you should just rope me into it and we can put it on my channel. Because what you make is solid gold and I can edit it and everything into more solid gold, like an and I'll give you a cut of the ads revenue. Or buy you dinner. Ooh. What else you got? You got like I could go for some like chicken.
We have a KFC right here, but they're always short staffed. But we could still do that.
I mean, we can drive. We're in the town. Also, it's freaking. I hate driving to Tacoma area. I'm gonna get shot.
It's fine. You're with a Mexican. You'll be fine. What do you call? Because yeah, like we're like right on the outskirts of the like the town center. But if you go toward more of the center of the town center, they have a ton of restaurants. But I rarely go in there.
It's probably pretty bad on a Saturday night.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah, I could really just absolutely demolish chicken strips or something.
Yeah. If you want F it, we can DoorDash like something really good.
Yeah, that's a decent idea.
Yeah,
I want chicken.
Okay, we can look in a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna shut it down here in a couple of minutes.
Oh, ow.
I just feel like chicken and Joe's or something like that.
There's also a Safeway here too.
Yeah, but I don't really want that stuff unless my wife's the one who cooked it.
That's true. Okay.
She's pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Do you play Minecraft? I really wish I had Minecraft the last couple of days.
Oh yeah.
God.
Good point. I used to like. I think like the coolest thing I made was like a giant like fortress, but when you go inside, it's empty. But it's like a huge, just giant fighting arena. Like I did like a huge yin yang, and it was dope. And there was like an underground like lair and like a garden and stuff.
Making trees and stuff grow underground is always so much fun.
Yeah.
There was a time just before I moved, I cut the internet off because I knew I was going to move and I didn't want to pay the internet bill anymore. Just trying to save money because we had like we basically saved like $3 or $4 grand together, and then cut all of our bills, and we were going to move in like, you know, within the month. It turned out to be like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
But since I didn't have a job and we were saving money, we didn't have internet. I had Minecraft on my computer, and I played it really bad for a good, like, we're literally talking like 5-6 hours a day for like 2 months straight. It got really bad.
Yeah.
What's your favorite pistol Nerf gun? The Pew Pew.
Pew Pew, it used to be Rainbow Pistols, and if we were to not include the Pew Pew, probably the Skewer when I get mine.
I do like my Skewer.
Because I love T-Pulls. T-Pulls, decent FPS out of them.
Because I put that red dot on it, and like actually holding it, like cheek pistoling it, and firing it, and that action of like tilting it to the side and going like that, like feels really good to me for some reason.
Yeah, I love T-Pulls, and like, what do you call? I like that you can, like, well, especially with the Skewer, since the whole breach is all like in one thing, you could prime and keep like that. It's like almost like a bow at that point.
Yeah. Speaking of which, that compound bow, pretty good blaster, all things considered.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Like, why the hell is Busby not selling that everywhere?
Yeah. Their instructions were kind of confusing. Like, we almost had to figure out a part of it, right?
I feel like if I Google Busby compound bow, I won't find one for sale online.
Yeah, no.
It's so weird.
The priming rod's a little flimsy, but other than that, it's, like, really good.
I'm trying to figure out if that's not by design.
Yeah.
No, a bunch of compound bows and the Nerf Dragon Power Skyblaze dart. I can find Buff Daddy's review.
Yeah, that's all I was able to find.
Thestore.com for 1,800 ducats. I don't know what currency that is. Pesos, maybe? I don't know.
The flag.
Yeah, I don't know why you can't find this thing for sale, but I bought one, and I actually, like, for $15, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
It's very much like getting a Skewer, but it's so weird.
Yeah.
Because it's one of the first bow blasters I've used that still feels like a bow, even though it has a spring in it. Because, like, the big bad bow doesn't feel like a bow.
No.
And then, like, the Nerf bows are always just garbage.
Yeah.
Busby made a magazine-fed bow that feels great to use. It's incredible.
Again, stating you do have to like figure out how to like load the mags, because that was a pain at first.
Yeah.
But after you figure it out, it's easy. And then I guess to fit drums, you would have to do a little bit of shell cutting, which is what
I kind of want to do, just to have a 50-round drum on the front of my bow.
50-round bow and arrow thing.
How much is the Rebel Mech drum? I have 2 of those. Those are 30-round or 35?
I think the 30. Yeah, the 30.
I feel like I should just make one. It's like, oh, I have a 30-round bow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get a video down on that soon. I picked one up recently.
Yeah. Oh, what are your thoughts on it cocking when it's back, not firing? Like, I kind of like that, where you let it go and it actually fires.
Yeah, no, I think it's interesting that it's not... I thought it was going to be like a slam fire mech only, which was gonna completely invalidate it being a bow. And even if you were to remove the bow arms off of it, it's still like you have to release it like with a slip. If you don't release it quickly enough, it doesn't fire as well, because it is relying on that spring just letting go and going forward. Which means I really want to get, like you said, one of those like drawing where you just let it go like that.
Stupid thing.
I mean, yeah, that's dumb as hell, but God, it would be cool.
Dude, you need to get the full camo gear and everything. Get like a shooting, like
get a tree.
Exactly.
Tree
yeah, you know.
Yeah. Get you a freaking deer costume. You're like,
oh, duck collar, just like.
See, these are the videos we want to do if we had the budget. Where can I get a rail cleaner? Go to my video, go to the Etsy store in the description of that video, and buy one from Domoshevsky. I think he's on like Gen 5 of that blaster. He's made a lot of cool changes to it.
I haven't seen any of the new ones. I'm about to look it up.
Is it Air Warriors Busby? Yes. Air Warriors Busby. It's not a normal... Like, I guess maybe I can type Air Warriors compound bow.
Yeah.
I typed in Busby. Like, I found mine at Ross. Like, I've never seen it on Target, Walmart, nothing. Nope, still doesn't show up.
Nice.
Oh, well, here's one for Menards. Mail-in rebate.
Interesting.
Can't actually buy it off Menards.com. I don't know what Menards is. You're shopping in Gillette, Wyoming. Well, that would explain why I don't know what a Menards is.
It's when a pirate gets kicked in the crotch, and he's like, "Where'd you get hit?
Menards!
Where'd you get hit? Menards."
Yeah, so if you really want one, I found a somewhat sketch website that will sell it for $20 after. You have to get a 11% mail-in rebate, which I'm sure you're going to do for the $2.53 discount you'll get.
Yeah, it's like not worth.
No kidding. Is it a new blaster? Yes! I only know of like 3 people that have them.
Mm-hmm.
One was Mongoose Jake. The other's Flux. Both of them were sent them from Busby. I found mine at Ross. And honestly, from what we've played with it, it's actually really good. Which is like, why do you, like, I know that Walmart probably dictates what they sell on store shelves, like in the Adventure Force line, but holy crap, whoever's making that decision for Walmart needs to be fired.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, you should totally have the Tetra Strike. That'll be a big seller. What's this mag-fed compound bow that you can't find anywhere else in the frickin' ecosystem? Trash. We don't want that.
Yeah.
Remember when Busby was gonna make a frickin' chronograph? Do you remember that? You might not remember it. It was only, I think,
the
Coop,
Toy Fair?
Yeah, Coop and Drac and stuff talked about it, and they showed it, and they were talking about how they were gonna, like, this was the technology that's gonna put us ahead of NERF and stuff like that. I believe that was still when Alex Brands owned Busby, and I do know that they separated. I don't know why, but I do know that Alex Brands no longer has anything to do with Busby. But that's why Busby didn't have, like, any new blasters for, like, 2-3 years, it felt like. But they were making a chronograph the same time NERF was making the chrono barrel.
Yeah.
And the Busby one was cool because it actually came with, like, a bipod and stuff. And they had it, and they never released it.
Weird.
Menards is like the Midwest version of Home Depot, but they have universal stuff.
Huh.
That's like saying Home Depot doesn't exist in the Midwest. I would assume the Home Depot exists everywhere in the U.S. Interesting. Menards is a hardware store that's a combination of Lowe's and Walmart, mostly Midwest. Very cool. Good enough. Okay. So it's like a Fleet Farm kind of thing, I'm assuming.
So I assume it's like a McLondon's then.
Probably. I mean, I think there's only literally like a dozen McLendons in the state or something.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's all like up here, and like no one's like, it's a what?
Yeah. X3N0 Mex. That's Zeno. We'll call you Zeno. Best way to support the channel for free: watch the videos, like the videos, comment on the videos, ring the bell, subscribe. If literally every single person did that, this channel would be one of the most viewed channels on YouTube. That's kind of how that works. You don't have to send me money to support the channel. You can play the long game, which is just watching videos, leaving comments, dropping likes, subbing, ringing that bell, hit the all notifications, because trust me, YouTube lets you know. They do. They'll be like, wow, this video got a lot more subscribers, so we're pushing it to a lot more people. Or, for whatever reason, more people clicked all notifications during this video. So we're going to push it to more people. The way that YouTube works is pretty straightforward. Like, obviously, there's still a lot of mysticism about a lot of other bull crap. I've been drinking, leave me alone. In YouTube, but, like, it's really how it goes to how many people click on your video, and then how many of those people who clicked watched enough of the video. And that enough of the video is completely, like, it could be basically anything. YouTube will push your video as long as YouTube has a reason to push video because it's making them money. But right now, all NERF products apparently are 20% off at Fleet Farm. One, didn't know Fleet Farm sold NERF products. Two, I don't live anywhere near a Fleet Farm. I know that from that You Betcha YouTube channel I've been binge watching.
I'll say I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, it's some like really like obviously Midwestern centered. I'll show you a couple of clips. It's actually really funny in my opinion. It's that dry kind of humor that I appreciate. It's okay, Aiden. We're not going to go for too much longer. Why do I feel like your computer... Yeah, your computer clock is like 6 minutes behind. What's your phone say?
Okay, Google.
Get ready.
Dumb broad.
Yeah, God forbid I have to
It's
waste a half a calorie. Yeah, your computer clock is off by like 6-8 minutes. So we're going to probably call it quits here. It's been good reconnecting with a lot of you. Like I said, things are changing. Hopefully things will get better. I'm looking forward to hopefully having internet back at the compound Monday. I can't make any promises. For all I know, I'll never have internet ever again, and my life is going to be a complete disaster. But assuming that doesn't happen, hopefully Monday. Once I get internet back, the world is my oyster, and you will see content like none before, because I am hyper motivated to do content. I'm just not hyper motivated spending 2 hours sitting in a frickin' Starbucks to make said content. So, love you all. Thank you very much. I'm going to say goodbye to everybody that's been participating. God, I hate your nose. Everybody in the chat. Let's see. We got an Aiden Schulten, Apple Saucer, Eras Sigler, As Harper 633, Brian S, Carter to the Max, Cody Dog, our beautiful moderator, Count Hellstrom, nice to see you, thanks for coming out. Darny 77, David Bullock, also nice to see you, thanks for coming out. Dylan Connor, Erwin Roblox Gaming, Fowlin, Fishy Man, Flippy, Homely 665, another beautiful moderator. Jero, Jeremiah Castro with a Nerf Rival Charger, M16 for Life, Ramen Warrior, Scarlet Thunder, SD Overdrive, Shortman 13, the one and only Clumsy Can You Eat Food, Tyler 94, William Egby, Zeno, your name's too long and hard to say in conversation, and Zoyahu. I would love to tell you that we do these live streams every Saturday night starting at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, because that's the goal, but obviously I didn't see you doing that, and I didn't hear you doing that, so you didn't do that. You're not wearing a Thor mask. You're Luchathor, which is funny. If we get internet back, yeah, we'll be live streaming like none before. If I don't get internet back, they might be, sporadic here and there. I really appreciate how many people came out to support us, especially in these trying times. Love you all. I'm going to leave you with the rest of this song. And of course, I hope to see you in an entirely different one. And thank you very much to Luchathor for letting me come over and bum his internet to live stream. And his computer setup. How about that? He has a really good webcam. I'm quite proud of him.
Thanks.
Alrighty. Have a good night, everybody.